you're watching the Good Wives Network. Oh, hoo-wee. It's been an interesting night, folks. So if you're just joining me, please make sure that you're sharing this out and that you are letting everybody know that I'm live because I have a lot to talk about right now. I can't even believe this has happened. Um, Insanity. Absolute insanity. Hey guys. Hi guys. Oh, thank you, Chicken Taco. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you. For those of you that are joining over here, I don't know if you guys know, but I just got off a TikTok live with Blanchard. Rod Blanchard. I was informed by a source that Rod had been on a live on TikTok. Thank you guys, thank you. And that he was saying that I had some merit to some of my thought processes and some of the things that I did. And so I only came over there to verify that he had said that. And so I popped up in the box just so I could ask specifically to Ivory because I wanted to confirm. They did confirm it for me, and I was speaking. And I'm sorry, guys, I broke my glasses again. I really love these glasses, but I hate them because they're flimsy as fuck. It just literally fell off my face. So yeah, Candy, I have information that is inaccurate, that he is out of the home and that things are going down. But until I have absolute confirmation, I'm not going to come out and speak onto that one way or the other. Well, happy birthday, Ryan, very much. When he said he doesn't know what happened, even he doesn't believe Gypsy. Yeah, okay, I believe that Rod is in denial, and I believe that Rod has some serious thought process that he needs to go through. But I do believe that what I said was things that made him think. Yeah, I know it was damage control. That's the only reason why Rod's running around and doing this, because there is no other reason. I'm serious. There is no other reason. Rod never speaks on social media. Rod never puts out videos. This is not Rod. So I believe, no conspiracy. I didn't record it. I had no idea what was even happening, but lots of people said that they were, and that they will send me pieces of it. And I'm actually going to ask Ivory Rose if she will let me do this. I hope what you said sticks in his brain. You spat out facts. I feel like he doesn't know the truth. And see, that was the thing, guys. I've only talked to Rod one time. One time. I sat on his back porch with him. I talked with him. And since that day, I have only spoken to his wife and his daughter. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. So that was amazing. Thank you, Starlight. Oh my God. Thank you, Starlight. Thank you. I wasn't sure you were there. Starlight, will you come up on panel, please? Will you come up on panel? Oh, okay. You're listening. Never mind. It's okay. It's very late. I do think he feels like he has to back Gypsy, likely, yes, because he thinks he already failed her, and this is his second chat at her dad. Yeah, exactly. So see, guys, I have not understood what I have not understood what Rod's thought process has been in all of this, because I never really got to ask him a lot of questions. And so that was really helpful to me, to understanding what he really does believe and what he really doesn't. And after that, I truly believe Rod has not a clue as to all the scamming and all the things that were going on as Dee Dee was growing up. I think that's okay. Thank you, Starlight. I will definitely come if you send me an invite. Okay, and and I think that your lifetime rights contract dispute doesn't fall under contract law. I'm not quite sure I understand your question, ranting and raving. So can you clarify it for me? Because it might, I just don't know. So listen, I really feel that, thank you guys. And if you guys want to hit the box, I will be happy to have you guys come up and talk about this, because I'm kind of in shock right now. I can't even believe this happened. Like I'm just blown away. And like I said, that really confirmed for me a lot of things with Rod and what I do believe he did or did not know and how much he was or was not involved. However, I do believe I caught him in quite a few things that were very suspicious. Him stating that he had not seen Gypsy walk since she was 3 or 4 years old. When we have Mac, will you come up, please, Mac? I really could use you. Can I drop you a link in here? Can you just join me into StreamYard, Mac? Can you do that, please? All right, I'm gonna start bringing people up on here. My microphone is not connected, guys. So if it's hard to hear me, I'm very sorry. Um, but my little adapter freaking thing fell out today. Hey, Alejandra, how are you?
That's fine. How about you?
I'm
I
great.
want to say I am happy he spoke out. Don't let them silence you, but that's what they do with everybody. And I saw a lot of details that how would you know until 3 years old? I don't take that story either.
Yeah,
I
I
don't take that
understand.
story.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't either. Okay, so hold on a second, guys. I have a question over here that I was trying to answer before I brought you all up. It says, "I'm sorry that I meant that one clip you said the dispute between you and Gypsy over your lifetime contract has nothing to do with contract law. Can you clarify?" Yes. Okay. If they were to only have sued me for violating the contract, then that would have fallen under contract law. But what they were trying to do was have any information that I have ever put out there scrubbed. They were trying to remove from the internet any of my content that had anything to do with them. They no longer wanted me to be able to say that I was a leading expert in anything. They wanted me to take down anything and everything I've ever made. They wanted me to never be able to speak about them again. That's not contract law. That is First Amendment violation. It 100% is a violation of my First Amendment rights as a member of media. And I don't give a shit what Mike Stanfield fucking says. I'm a member of media. This is social media. Maybe you missed that second word. Not to mention, I do own a production company. All right, guys, over here, go ahead and start asking questions. Amy, can you believe this?
I was flabbergasted.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
you schooled him, girl. You did
Yeah.
an awesome job.
Okay, so Alejandra, you were up first. So did you have a question, or did you just want to tell me what you
I'm
told me?
saying, how can he be so blind then that he didn't know his child did? He saw his child until 3 years old to walk, and all the facts are out there, the pictures and the age she was there growing.
Correct.
And I believe is he just saying to her dad, washing his head and watching him and manipulating the way she knows how to do it to not believe the media out here.
Correct.
That's
Correct.
why.
I mean,
And
that.
how can you say
Go
how
ahead.
can you say you didn't know about your ex-wife about this, your child? You're always working, but your wife couldn't tell you, hey, there's actually 7 daughters that live across the world here in Central America, and I let my husband know everything what his daughter do. How did you know?
Correct.
And you're right, Nancy. You're right. When did you ever? She didn't call you if she was in trouble.
Yeah.
And she was fleeing around with a lot of men.
Yeah. Well, thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate it. Okay,
Yes.
Wild Bird, I
Keep
think.
it up.
Thank you, dear. Wild Bird, I think you were the next one to join. Did you want to say something, love? Thank you, sweetheart.
Yes,
Alejandra, I'm going to drop you down. Okay. Hey, Wild Bird.
So I was there for that. Thank the Lord. I'm so glad I did miss it.
Yeah.
I caught a few things there. So
Okay, before you do that, let me answer this real quick. You're asking, guys, what my outcome do you hope for in all of this strife? I don't understand your motivation and end goal. I've made my motivation and end goal very clear. I am after truth, and I believe that the public deserves the truth in this case. And I believe that Gypsy Rose Blanchard, Christy Blanchard, Mike Stanfield, and HBO all work together to sell a narrative so that she could take a plea deal and convict Nicholas. That's my motivation. That's my end goal. I want to prove that. I want to prove that the investigation was stopped by Dan Patterson. I want to prove that Nick's civil rights were violated. Does that answer your question? Because that's what it's all about. That's why I've done all of this. That's why I've put up with all the strife. That's why I've put up with all of this, because it was a quest for truth and it was a bigger story than me or any of them. Okay. Hey, Wild Bird, let's go.
Hey, girl. Okay, so I caught a few things there. I think we all believe that Rod is just willfully, but I think from a parental standpoint, He is blindly ignorant.
I absolutely believe that. That's what this proved. It proved
Right,
to
he
me
is
exactly. It proved to me exactly where he's at because I've never known.
Yeah, he's riddled with guilt. And
Yes.
he's given it to himself. And
Yes.
I'm not saying that it's not warranted or he shouldn't
No.
have some, but he's given it to himself. He's taken it from his family. He's now taking it from the world. Okay. And I think that because he is away, he doesn't know a lot of what's going on. All he knows is what they tell him. I think he wants to believe his child. Who wants to believe that their child?
Oh, what's up? What's going on? What's going on? Talk.
And so awful without a just cause.
God, I'm just like, you guys, there's so much going on in my head right now.
I know there is.
Your mission is good, Vance. It really is.
Oh my
I feel
God.
the way that I feel about Gypsy Rose and even Christy, Rod, I don't think should take as much blame. I think that
I don't.
in time,
Listen.
to open up to wanting to know.
Yes.
But I think that his daughter getting out 8 months ago, all of this mess happening, the entire world coming to little old cutoff on the bayou where nobody goes. Okay.
My friend told me, my friend who lived, listen, Wild Bird, my friend from across the bridge in that area, when I told her I was going to cut off, her answer was, "You're going to the ends of the earth. Please be careful down there."
Yeah.
And she's a resident of Louisiana right there. As soon as she knew where I was going, she was like, "Oh my God." So I truly believe you're right. I believe you're right in what you were saying about Rod does not deserve the blame like the rest of them in this. If it is true, and I'm still on the fence, okay? But from what I heard, that was genuine emotion. That was a genuine freaking conversation. And I truly believe that Rod is absolutely 100% in the dark about what his wife and his daughter have been doing. 100%. 100%.
And I do believe he does know. He does know in some light.
I think he does somewhere, but he won't admit it.
That they're doing,
yeah.
That he's seeing on his own, that his own eyes are opening to.
Absolutely.
Because he said as much. Like, you get that. He even said, you have credibility behind the thing.
Starla, I let the man speak as much as I was, as he could. So you just don't even come in here and start with nonsense. Hold on, Bob Bird. I'm going to say this. If you're going to come in here and you're going to start with bashing me or telling me what to do or not to do in my own live and on my own platform, you will be immediately shown the door. I'm not going to play this game tonight. We are here to talk about what happened, and you're not going to tell me that I didn't let him speak. Sorry. No, I was very respectful. I was very kind. I was informing. So
it was just hard to hear him, period.
It was very hard to hear him.
With the family for a long time.
Yeah.
So she has been through a lot with this family over the years, and she has a lot of facts that who says that she wasn't hurt? She admitted as much.
Right.
Like she came in doing good work.
Hey Ryan, I see you in the chat. Hey Ryan, I see you in the chat. If you'd like to come up, please come in on the account that you can come up on. I'd love to have you up here. Okay, well, Wildberg.
I actually wanted to jump in and say something.
Yes, please. And hi, honey.
I'm just gonna drop in.
Thanks, Wildbird. Thank you.
Oh, bye, Wildbird. Have a good one.
You too, sweetheart.
I just want to say, Fancy, you are the sole, and I really want you to really just sit and bask with what I'm gonna say because I mean every word of this. You are the sole reason why I took the time to step back as someone who was a avid supporter of Gypsy. Like anybody that spoke against her, I was the first person to support her. Oh no, but she was the A word, she was abused and all this kind of stuff. And when I encountered you on my For You page and my YouTube, you really opened up a new threshold of possibilities with factual evidence and things that I could genuinely see and actually believe. So I first off want to enter this. Thank you. Because of you, you are teaching me and you are teaching others to open up the eyes of the blind for people that are blinded by the manipulation and lies of GRV. So I first and foremost want to say thank you for that because even though you've received a lot of backlash and your mental health has been affected from, previous situations, you've still kept pushing and you've never let this put you down. You refuse to, let yourself go from this. You want everybody to see the truth, and the truth will come out.
Yeah, I thank you for that. And
now, it's being exposed and it's coming out.
right. And, I even admitted to Rod that, I could be wrong about certain ways I'm interpreting things for sure, but at least the information is out there for us to interpret. Hey, Ryan, thank you for coming up, babe.
Okay. I completely agree with you. I believe that although Rod is in the dark, if he's in the dark, I do not believe that he should be coming out and saying anything.
No, I don't either.
He was on that live for over an hour and consistently contradicting himself.
Right.
Literally one of the very first contradictions he did was, there's a video of Gypsy doing a beauty pageant and Blanchard was there and
Yes.
she's in a dress,
Yes.
she's walking and Rod is saying he hasn't seen her walk since she was 3. But
Exactly.
that was from when she was 3 years old.
Right. Hey, Ryan. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Ryan,
Go ahead.
Ryan, you made a comment, and that's why I wanted you to come up. Your comment was that, but he chose to be, or whatever your comment was about him choosing that, and I wanted you to talk about that because that was interesting to me because I agree with you. He did choose that, and he chooses today to continue to be willfully ignorant.
I was literally going to use that exact term. I feel like he's choosing to be willfully ignorant because he doesn't want to believe what's out in front of him. And I think that he's gotten to live in this bubble, for 10 plus years while everybody was fed this great uplifting story about, she got to get out of this abuse and she was this big survivor. And only now when things are coming to light and people are starting to question the story and the narrative that we've been fed, that he's having to look at things with fresh eyes and see that the people that he loves most in life are actually not helping the situation at all in any way, shape, or form. And the fact that in the amount of time that this case has been going on since 2015, that man has never once gotten on social media to defend himself once.
Right.
And yet now, only into a corner. I'm sorry, but you want me to believe, and anybody can say whatever they want here, but if you want me to believe that man got up on a panel for an hour, uninterrupted, and that man made a video, uninterrupted, and that he is home, I got a bridge in the Sahara to sell you with the apples in France to give it another little boost.
Amen. Thank you.
There's no way that man has got on a panel for an hour without one of those two busting in the room, telling him to get off that live, to not talk to you, to not this, to not that. And even in the video that he was doing at home, he was looking off to the side weird. He was,
yeah.
And then,
I analyzed that video and I truly believe he was being coached. And I also think there's a possibility that it could be pre-recorded. Go ahead.
Not only does he do this video, but then the whole, oh, look, here's Gypsy sitting in her room. Ha ha ha, I must be home. Which is weird considering the fact, she supposedly, according to all rumors and legends, she apparently didn't go to her PO appointment because she supposedly had miscarriage pains, but yet looked pretty fucking hunky-dory sitting up in that bed.
Which is, again, why I believe that it could have possibly been pre-recorded, which I've been trying to get a source to confirm. Hey, Nellie, now you're a member of the family. What did you think?
Oh, fancy. It was interesting to hear him. I've got to say that. It was interesting to hear how he is delusional in complete denial.
But do you really think he is, or do you think that was put on?
I think it was put on. I actually wanted to add, if possible, that one thing I noticed that, Fancy, you're 100% correct. If you look at that most previous live that Gypsy did after the supposed incident with the police being called and all that kind of stuff, you see Gypsy on the live. Her shirt has tear stains on it. She was wearing a tank top, and I is that she viewed it alive approximately 13 times because Christy kept entering the room and interrupting that live. So I really doubt that live was really 100% uninterrupted. I'm sorry, I played that.
Amy, what do you think about all of this?
Sorry.
It's okay. Amy, what do you think about all this?
I think he did a lot of, he
Do you
did a
guys
little
hear
bit of deflecting, and I feel like he's still in a lot of denial. I think he doesn't want to see her for what she really is. I think he
There might
doesn't
have
want
been a woman in
to.
the background, but we have no confirmation that that would be Christy. It could have even been Mia. So you don't know who was in the room with him. We don't. But I honestly don't think Christy or Gypsy would have allowed him to do that. But yeah, keep going, Amy.
I just feel like, it's normal for a lot of parents when your child does something and you want to see the best in them and whatever. But it's like, okay, it's been years and years, and people are telling you. He just doesn't want to accept it.
Right.
He doesn't. He just doesn't.
He just doesn't. Right.
And the thing is, it doesn't reflect on him that
No.
she's like this. You know what I'm
No, it
saying?
doesn't. Right.
He needs to realize that. We could talk all night about nature versus nurture, but I just think you gave him a lot to think about, and I really hope he does think about it, and I really hope he does at some point reach out to you, because you guys are gonna have a nice one-on-one conversation.
Right. Panel, what do you think?
So I wanted to add something.
Hey, and I know you've talked a lot, so you can stay, but can I let Bonnie or one of the other members speak before you do? Okay, because I know Bonnie tried to speak too.
I wanted to say, I was watching the live when you came in, speaking to Rod, and shortly after you left, he proceeded to say that she has no violations for her parole, that's not true either, that's a lie. And I'm like, well, I think that, that's been proven to be truthful. And am I correct with that, Nancy? Is that true that she has got violations that you're aware of?
To what?
Yes, there's a text message that says that I've gotten a slap on the wrist, but the next time I'm going back. Now, there's no way that either he does not know what is going on and he's trying to cover, or he cannot be being kept that much in the damn dark.
Right.
I understand that man goes. I understand he's out 20 days. 28 days on, 28 days off, but nobody can be that much in the damn dark when he is the custodial for her to be in that house. They would absolutely have to keep him up to date with slaps on the wrist or whatever violation she has.
Right.
He absolutely knows what slap she has. And when she has a text message out there floating around that she absolutely got a slap and she absolutely will be going back if she continues on with this abhorrent behavior of thinking she's above the law, then he absolutely knows exactly what is going on. And I don't know why that entire family cannot just say, you know what, look, we have pie on her face. She got out. She fucked up. She's sorry. She's going to do better. And instead of keeping trying to sweep things under the rug that we know without a doubt are true, because she keeps telling on herself and everybody that she surrounds herself with, and the minute she stepped foot out of that prison.
Well, I think he kept his ass because he said she didn't have 4 violations. Is what his exact words. She doesn't have 4 violations.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, Nellie. Nellie, jump in here.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Nellie.
Did you also hear what he said? Is like, what do you expect me to do? Step up?
Right.
Yes.
Tell the truth.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, let's play devil's advocate, because I live here. I see the shit. Okay? That these men work offshore. I know my dad did. My ex-husband did. And they are not unreachable like they are trying to make it seem like.
Right.
They can call home every day. Back when then, all they could do was call. Now they could do video calls and all this other stuff. And it's been like that since Gypsy was young. And he confirmed that he calls every day. And they see what she's doing, and it's unbelievable to me, honestly. Devil's advocate here.
I think if he admits to all of it, then that means he has some accountability for all of it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want it.
Right.
He's a coward. I'm sorry.
I agree. He's a coward.
He's a coward.
Yeah.
Now he's like, oh, she's 33. She's a grown woman. I'm gonna let her make mistakes. Okay. So you're saying that she murdered her mom on mistake? That wasn't a mistake. That was a choice.
Oh, I loved that where he said it was just a bad decision. I'm like, dude, a bad decision?
These aren't bad decisions. These aren't mistakes. Well, it is a bad decision, but these are choices. She's making choices, and they're standing by and say, well, as long as the mighty dollar comes in, Jitsi, you go right on ahead. There's no morals. There's no ethics of anything in anything that these people are doing.
Right.
It's sickening, and then they get pissed off at us because we're pissed off at them. It's not the fact that, you want to make money, make money. I don't care. But they're making money off the back, no pun intended, of Diddy being unalive. And it's sickening. That's what they're not seeing. It's sick. And what he said tonight proved he's just as sick as the rest of them.
Yeah, he's choosing to be in the dark. He chooses to be in the dark.
Yeah, he chooses to be in the dark. All right, guys, I have
he's walking around with a flashlight.
Okay, Nelly, I want you to stay. Ryan, I want you to stay in. Or Bonnie, I'd like you to drop down so I can bring some other people up. Does either one of you have anything else you want to ask me or say before you go?
Sorry.
Okay.
Let's say I thought you handled that beautiful tonight. You're very educated and you do what you were talking about. You came with facts.
Thank you.
And
thank you.
Give me the opportunity to speak.
Right. And when they said that they felt that it was bullying, I don't feel it was bullying him. But what I do feel is that he was unprepared for that conversation with me. And I offered him many outs to have a private conversation. And he chose to continue the conversation publicly until they stopped it. They stopped it and they did not allow me to continue asking him questions and holding him accountable for his actions. And I really wish they had let me. That is the only opportunity I've ever had to speak with Rod without Christy there. It's the only time I've ever been able to speak with him and understand him any better than just what the fuck I can see with my eyes, like I don't know what's going on in Rod's head. I do now. But thank you, Bonnie. I appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and let you go down. Or Bonnie? No, was that Bonnie or In that finished talking? Okay. Thank you, dear. I'm going to let you down.
It's necessarily even holding Rod accountable for his actions. It's actually holding him accountable for his inactions.
Exactly. Yeah. And did you have anything you wanted to add before I bring anyone else up, babe?
I just wanted to say thank you once again for speaking out and going against the norm instead of, allowing yourself to be manipulated in silence.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And Ryan, I agree. I think you're right. I'm holding him accountable for the actions he has not taken the entire time. He didn't take actions when she was little. He said, they told me, he straight up said it. The sisters told me she could walk and that Dee Dee was putting her in that wheelchair. And that's the thing that he wanted to stand on as it being child abuse. If the medical records don't show it as child abuse, well, isn't putting her in a wheelchair and making her sit there isn't that medical child abuse? And I said, oh no, absolutely, it is not medical child abuse. Medical child abuse is actual procedures and surgeries and things she did not need. Sitting in a wheelchair at home or in public is just that. And if she's doing that, that's malingering, sir. And it's not a freaking mental health disorder. It's a freaking con. And I don't know what more he wants from me. He wasn't accountable back then. He never tried for visitation. He never tried to step up and be a father. And I've told him repeatedly since the very second I met them that they're still continuing to not step up and be parents to her and allow her to act this way without giving her any type of guidance or holding her accountable. That's what parents are supposed to do, even when our children are grown.
Right.
And here's another thing. They're always saying, well, she's, like he said it, she's 33 or 32 when we said it.
Right.
She's making 16, 17-year-old decisions. Okay.
Right. Then guide her. and then it makes me wonder, he sits up there and tells Christy, if this between Ryan and Gypsy falls apart, it's all going to be your fault. Then are you just absolving your daughter of her own behaviors then again? Exactly.
She'll never be more than who she is if they don't start holding her accountable.
Right. Hey Nan, how are you?
You can't grow if you're not accepting the things that you're doing are wrong. You know what I mean? She'll never grow as a person.
Right. Hey Nan, did you have a question or comment?
Hey Fancy, how are you doing?
Great.
A couple things I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, you rocked in that live. When anybody say that you were rude, that you overtalked him, you gave him the opportunity to speak, and I'm so happy I finally caught something like that because I'm never lucky enough to do that. I work all the time, but oh my God, you rocked that live. The other two questions I wanted to ask you is you spoke about Gypsy being in the dress-up costume at Disney, talking about eating princess mashed potatoes, and then so many days, I missed that part, so many days later, or I don't know how long it was, that her mom was unalive.
Yeah.
Do you have any factual or any information that she actually participated, or am I missing something? And then the second question was, have you seen her autopsy report? I want to read that so bad.
No, we've not seen it. It's not been released. When it was unsealed, I was told by the Blanchard family that the only people who could request it was a family member, and I was so green at the time, I fucking believed them. By the time that I actually put in a request, it was already sealed. So it's sealed until September. They may actually ask for a extension. We're expecting them to, but I'm hoping that, it will eventually come out. I'm also hoping that I can put together something to send to his lawyers to help him in this last Supreme Court push, because I don't think they have some of the information that the rest of us have collected, like me and Ryan and Mac and all of us that have been digging. I don't think his lawyers have any of that shit.
There is not a piece of the autopsy out. Any autopsy that you see is absolutely uncredible and has not been put out in any way, shape, or form. Anyone claiming to have seen it, have it, hold it, put laser eyes on it is an absolute liar.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you.
So there's no information medically for her then to say that she had any kind of disease or sickness.
No. There is that's completely separate, honey. That would have been, you're talking about Dee Dee having any type of disease. No, there's absolute proof of that. Her medical records show that. I have some of them because they were included in the case file. She had chronic kidney stones at the time. She had gout. She had uncontrolled diabetes at the time. No, Dee Dee was very, very sick. And I'll be honest with you, the story goes originally that what she told Nick originally was that it would be a mercy killing because her mother had cancer. Well, wait a minute. Just can I finish? So listen, there is pictures of Dee Dee around that time period. Oh, here's Suzette over here. There are pictures about Dee Dee around that time period where she does have a shaved head. Now, the story had originally been that she did that in solidarity with her daughter, but her daughter didn't have a shaved head at the time. So I'm wondering if possibly Dee Dee did have cancer, beat cancer, and that's why the statement was, well, I didn't want to have to take care of my mom. She could have lived till she was 70, so I had to do it. I really believe that first question, the first scenario that she gave to Nick could possibly be true. Nikki, I'm sorry. You've got a lot of background reverberation. Can you please go ahead and drop down and come back, baby? Thank you.
How did the prosecutor, you keep saying they changed the narrative. I haven't heard that yet until tonight. Can you explain that to me? Drop off while you explain.
Okay, that's fine. Well, let me clarify before you drop off. Are you meaning that where I allege that the prosecutor, HBO, Christy Blanchard and Gypsy Blanchard changed the narrative to Munchausen by proxy when it was not Munchausen by proxy? Is that your question? Okay, I can definitely speak to that. All right, I'll let you down. Okay, so what I alleged is I have a letter from HBO, and this is the funny thing. Rod tried to say that he did not have the knowledge of this. Well, I'm sorry, Rod. It's addressed to both you and Christy. He said he admitted they started filming before she took the plea. He admitted that they completed filming before she took the plea, or that they were done with their investigative part before she took the plea. He admitted that they had given him in medical records and things like that, that they collected them, which means Christy did lie to me about having them, and her saying that I, stole them or forged for them or whatever. No, she already had them. So that's a lie. But what I was indicating was this: the original story was a story of financial fraud. That's what Sheriff Arnott was going with. That's what the reporters were going with. That's what MJ Pack was reporting on Thought Catalog, who is the first person who broke this story. So when MJ Pack broke the story, it was a story of a girl finds a guy and they unalive her mama for money, drugs, whatever the heck you want to talk about. Okay. So, then Christy Blanchard entered one of the largest Facebook groups on Facebook at the time to float a story that this was Munchausen by proxy. It is only mentioned one time in her entire file. I do believe she knew about that prior, because I'm sure that Dee Dee got pissed off when it happened and called her and bitched about it. I think that they've known all along. I think that Christy knew all along, at least all the things that Dee Dee was doing. And I think she looked the other way. But what I'm alleging here is that the letter indicates that HBO and Christy Blanchard and Mike Stanfield and Gypsy created a narrative that was false for the simple reason of getting her a plea deal so she would not end up in trial. They strong-armed a prosecutor, in my opinion, allegedly for entertainment and educational purposes only, in an election year that he was already being hit for not investigating abuse of children. And they used that to get her plea. And then on top of that, they released Mommy Dead and Dearest before Nicholas's trial. And every single juror did say that they had watched Mommy Dead and Dearest, but they felt that they could go ahead and be impartial. And my stance is no, they absolutely were not impartial. I hope that answers that question. Anybody have anything to add?
I have a question.
Okay.
While you were talking, I was just thinking of this. Is it possible, and I'm just throwing this out there, is it possible that Rod and Christy knew the whole time every single thing that was going on, and all of the things that they did after she was arrested was to cover their own ass?
Could be. Definite possibility of it. I think at least that's a possibility for Christy, yes. Ryan, what do you think?
I'm sitting here trying to be fucking quiet because I'm getting agitated as shit.
Oh, why are you agitated? What's going on?
Here, look, okay, I'm gonna say this as nicely as humanly possible because I've had to say this in my lives and it drives me insane. I'm gonna say this as nice as I can. Y'all, I respect that there's other content creators. I respect that there are people that are doing their due diligence with this, and I respect that all day, all night. But please do not equate someone who has great videos on this topic with people who have actually been in the thick of this with this family, who have been through this. Y'all don't understand. Somebody can diagnose this case upside down, left side, right, and have great videos. But Becca Scoops has not been, nor has she ever been in the thick of this the way Fancy and I have been. We have an insight to this that is unique to every other creator on this app, including a creator who has tea constantly from insiders. That the tea that has been put out is always funny to me because we've already known it days and weeks ahead of time.
Yeah, right.
And just and I don't doubt that Becca is a great
content creator.
Content creator, but nothing that Becca has, we don't have. Nothing that Becca has ever put out, we haven't seen. The things that me and Fancy have put together throughout this time of being involved in this the way we have been, we don't need to be told every single life. We need to go watch somebody's content on we already are very well aware of.
And we also don't need to be we also don't need them tagged on our platform every single time because they have us blocked.
Right, yeah, when you guys are tagging Nina like she's some type of expert, number one, she doesn't need to be tagged in my videos. She's had me blocked because I ruined her tea one day.
Right.
And it upset her, and because she came into my life, and I called her a bully, because that's exactly what she is. She has me blocked. Y'all do not need to tag other creators in our videos. They are aware of what we say, and
No, Katie Joy is not credible. Go ahead.
And no, or whatever you want to talk about. So I'm trying to be as absolutely respectful as I can. And again, no shade to Becca Scoops. I am sure that she is an absolutely fabulous content creator, but we do not need to be told to watch her. For anything that she has, we've already had it, seen it, done it, been there, and already went over it.
Amy,
What?
can you come over on TikTok instead so that you can answer questions, because I don't know that there's any mods in there that can do so.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yes, Katie Joy absolutely was a friend of the family for 5 years. She absolutely does have insight on a lot of things. Now, I know that Fancy does not like her. I do not know her.
I know her personally, and I know that she is not credible. Some things that she says are credible, but most of what she says is not. And she goes on hearsay and conjecture, and I just won't allow her to do that. That's why she rage left the live that I was on with her with Starlight. Hey Nellie, though, your question, Suzette's over here on YouTube, and she said yes, she does believe that they knew the whole time.
I figured as much. But like to add what Brian was saying, y'all come with facts,
right,
and proofs,
right,
and what a lot of people seem to not realize is like people like, and I've watched Nina, and all the rest of them, and I mean I know I'm just coming out, but I've watched this from an outsider looking in, for the last since day one, and someone who lives here. And what people fail to realize is when they come out and say, "Oh, I got the tea," it's just a rumor mill.
Well, generally it's because they stole my tea or Ryan's tea, because we do actual work. And then, and see, here's my thing with Nina. She literally came, and why I call her a controlled opposition for lifetime. I'm sorry. I don't care what she says about it. It's what I believe. And here's why. Because it's really funny to me that all of a sudden when Nina comes out with the chromosome disorder, it's now to be believed, and Christy and Gypsy are backing it and saying absolutely okay, but she doesn't have any symptoms. And then then Nina has to end the whole live where she completely got all of it wrong. She did not have all of her facts straight. She did not have the disorder straight. She did not have any of those things correct, because she doesn't do the research that we did. She didn't do the research Colleen did. She didn't do the research I did. She didn't do the research Ryan did. So she's just fucking regurgitating things that she thinks she's heard. And so she then ends her live by telling people that, hey, Fancy, really, they did drive Fancy crazy, and I can understand why they did all of this to her, and why, oh my God, how bad they treated her. And oh, by the way, though, I'm available for interviews if you guys would like to talk to us about the chromosome disorder. Why the fuck would they want to interview you? You didn't do the work. I didn't even do the work. Colleen did the work. And they tried to fuck her over for doing it.
It's just frustrating when a creator that has and Nina has built her following, and I had definitely have my views on how she built that following.
So do I.
It's very frustrating when people who actually do the work and actually try to get the word out there, when people come and slap another face on it and just regurgitate the same thing. And, I go in and I look at the comments, and it's, yes, you got the facts, you got the tea. Okay, but we've been saying this stuff for weeks on end, but nobody listens until,
Right. Right.
It gets brought with, girl, I got the tea.
Right.
That tea's been out there. Everything that's been out there has been out there.
Right.
And it's frustrating.
It's very frustrating. Hey, Jessica, thanks for joining us. Did you have a question, honey?
So first, I want to say this before I forget. While you were talking about the cancer, I don't know if Dee Dee had cancer, but there was a book on her bookshelf with the diabetes book that said eat healthy with cancer.
Yes, there were a lot of those things like that all over the house. Yes. And oh, wait a minute. Let me further expand on that real quick. The explanation that they have given for those books being in the home at different various times is they were alleging that she would buy these type of books for dummies on, I have a book for dummies on fibromyalgia. So they would say that she was buying those so that she could then create all the things inside of it by reading about it. Well, why would she have her own about cancer and eating healthy? That would be ludicrous. That's not going to help you fake cancer. That's going to teach you how to eat healthy with cancer.
Well, on that note, I didn't see any books about gypsies' conditions.
Exactly.
So that doesn't play out at all for them.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So.
And then I also kept hearing like not understand how it wasn't Munchausen, but it was malingering, and there was no comments, and I wanted to yell that like in Munchausen, people aren't faking it. They're really being like, they're being sickened. They're being poisoned. And she was like, I saw the documents he released, and she malingered all the time. And if she wasn't malingering, then she really did have swallowing problems. Because
no, she really did. No, she really did. And I think she still does. That's why she freaking lips her lips 100 times and has excessive saliva. It didn't fix it. It just made it tolerable. Somebody over here, Mandy, you're saying that Dee Dee had cervical cancer. Can you please tell me where you've gotten that information? Because I have not seen anything like that. And in the records I have, which are very few for Dee Dee, I don't have that. So if you have some information about that, please let us know in the chat. Thank you.
I saw something about cervical cancer, and I have a screenshot somewhere. It was from an original group about Gypsy, and the lady claimed to have been a friend of Dee's in Louisiana. She claimed that she got her kids into all kinds of stuff for free, that she knew that Dee Dee was a fraud, but like she didn't want to hurt Gypsy at all. And she said cervical cancer. I have a screenshot of the whole convo.
I need you to send that to me, please, Jessica. What are you talking? What's she talking about, Nellie?
It's a woman named Sue Borderlawn from down in the Slidell area. And she said that she knew all about it, but she wasn't going to say anything because, she said, actually, I think her words were along the lines of, who am I to call her out when we were all enjoying the benefits? She was actually that bold to say it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
There were quite a few people who benefited from what Dee Dee was doing.
No, I knew that. There were ones that said they went on their little vacations or little trips with them, adventures. Yeah. Yep.
I'm sorry. She has like poor people do things. She was a single mom. Who am I to see that she was wrong in doing those things? She was just trying to give Gypsy the best life.
Right.
And it's like, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Mac, if you can look at Kiss, she's been dropping a question, or she's been asking a question, but I don't know. I'm not going to talk about my opinion on Zora right now. Somebody did, however, ask me to explain the difference between Munchausen by proxy and malingering by proxy, which is what exactly that I tried to explain to Rod tonight. Munchausen by proxy is when physical procedures are done on her that were not necessary. Surgeries, procedures, any of those things, treatments, whatever. In her medical records, we do not see any evidence of this. In fact, based on the chromosome disorder, it shows that all of those things are likely tied exactly to the chromosome disorder, and they are various things that all are affected by the chromosome disorder, but they're not necessarily, they're more comorbid with a chromosome disorder than just caused by it. It's very technical, but so Munchausen by proxy means they're physically doing something to them to either make them sick, harm them, to actually get physical treatments done. Now, malingering by proxy is not listed in the DSM-5 as a disorder because it is only done for profit. A Munchausen by proxy's motivation is all about being this amazing caregiver and saving them and keeping them close. In fact, that's what Lacey Spears explained to me was the reason why she was doing it to Garner. Made him sick, then he would always have to stay with her and he would be with her forever, and he would not abandon her like other people had abandoned her in her life. She never gave any thought process to the fact that the hospital would not be able to save him. And when the hospital was not able to save him, she turned on the hospital and blamed them because she was not going to take any responsibility at the time for her own actions. She has since told people now that she did do it and she knows why she did it and all of those things. So that is the motivation between Munchausen by proxy. It is a psychological need for being cared for and caring for this person and them being dependent on you. Malingering by proxy is for financial gain and financial gain only. And according to what we see, that's exactly what this was. Does that, I hope that makes sense.
Munchausen by proxy is a diagnostic that is in the DSM-5. So it is a disorder that people use to make someone sick, to be the hero. And that is not attention seeking. That is an actual modified disorder, and that's what the difference is. Didi never had a modified disorder of Munchausen by proxy. He chose to exploit these particular issues for financial gain. That is by definition malingering.
Right.
That is not DSM-5.
Right. Right. Hi, Lisa Cat. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, thank you. Can you hear me?
No, Cindy, I do not believe she was doing both. No, you're not understanding. No. Based on her medical records, which I have all of them from 2000 on, no, she was not doing both. She was malingering, and that's it. Hey, Lisa, what's up?
Hi, can you hear me? Okay, good. The licking of the lips, you mentioned that?
Yes, ma'am.
The lips?
Yes.
I watched her testimony the other night on the trial.
Yes.
For 123 minutes that she was on the stand, she didn't lick once.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, so I was like, this girl, I think she perpetuates that lick when the cameras are around, when it suits her.
Because
so I have to say, like, today, when you were talking to Rod, I feel like Rod is the real victim because he really doesn't know what's going on. So I feel like he's being lied to from everybody in his life.
Okay, let me point out one thing. If she was absolutely a component of Munchausen by proxy, if Gypsy was truly a component of Munchausen by proxy, Didi would have actually been making her ill. She would not have been able to get up out of that wheelchair and walk away. The fact that Gypsy was able to get out of that wheelchair and walk away means that Didi was not making her sick. Perpetuating out there that she is sick is not the same as making her sick. Munchausen by proxy, they will do things to make them sick. They will poison them.
Yes.
They will do things to them. None of that was at any point. Gypsy could have gotten out of that chair and got up and walked away. He did not. Munchausen by proxy is a disorder where you actually make someone else sick. You do something to make them sick. You don't talk about them being sick. You actually make them sick. And that is the difference that you guys are not seeming to understand.
I
Exactly.
don't understand your comment, Ryan, because I'm a nurse and I know what you're talking about. I'm simply saying that Gypsy Rose is a con artist.
Yes.
I wasn't speaking to you.
And I am simply saying that I really do believe the father really is oblivious to the fact of the condition that his daughter has.
Right.
And Nancy, you said something tonight to him about, I don't know if you were there, something about him, oh no, you weren't there, something about like parenting. You were talking about like Rodney's like parent, Gypsy, first of all, being an adult, okay, parenting is out the window. She's what, 32 years old? But what he didn't say was, Gypsy doesn't listen to anyone. The minute you tell her what to do, or the minute she feels like control is going to be taken from her, she's out. She taps out.
And then she goes for the blood. And then she goes for blood. Now, Lisa, I do want to clear up. Ryan was not speaking to you. She wasn't disputing you. She was talking to somebody in the comments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she wasn't coming at you.
What I'm saying is, like, I feel like the father situation, I feel like he sides with us at times.
Yes.
But I feel like his wife is cut from the same cloth as Gypsy.
I agree with that.
So I do feel like the whole story from the beginning was Washington's insurance scam.
Could be.
I do believe that Gypsy Rose needed a feeding tube.
I do too. Yep.
And, you know, people have made a big deal about having a feeding tube and eating solids. You can have a feeding tube and still eat solids.
I mean, this is very normal.
Right. No, totally.
But people, when the documentary came out, they had said, oh, well, she had a feeling tube, but we used to see her eating. Again, these are uneducated people.
Exactly. Colleen has a feeding tube, the exact feeding tube that she has. She sat down and explained to me exactly how it works, exactly what it would cause, and how often it could or could not be used. That she could take food by mouth, but it was very hard for her. So a lot of times when her, she was having problems, especially like Gypsy with her teeth or whatever, chewing could possibly be an issue for her. And so her main source of nutrition is coming through the tube, but it doesn't mean she cannot actually eat. So hey, yeah. But hey, Julie, it's hey, welcome to the panel. Did you have another question? Julie, I muted you. You might have to unmute. Okay, guess not. Anyway.
Well, thank you for having me on, and good work. And I'm
Thank you.
Good luck. I heard that they're suing you now. That could be false news.
Oh no. It was dismissed.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, they tried that. They're not going to do that again, I don't think.
Yeah, well, let's hope not. Because, they seem like they're out for the dollar.
They are. That's the whole thing. That was their whole court case. They tried to make it about contract law when it wasn't about contract law.
And Gypsy Rose has done nothing for advocacy since she's been out of prison. It's all about her and what she can get, how much money she can make. And I don't believe she's a victim, and I believe that more will come out of this, not in a good sense.
Right.
But we'll all tune in and see what happens.
Thanks, Lisa.
Have a good night.
You too, honey. Okay. I mean, I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? I mean, honestly, Mac, you watched it. Ryan, you didn't get to watch it. I know you'll get to see it tomorrow when Starlight puts it up. But I mean, did you feel?
I saw after you left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was just kind of acting like, what was I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? And they were like, you need to give her guidance. You know what I mean? You have to show her how to be an adult. Like, you can't just be like, okay, yeah, so she did that. Oh, that was a mistake. Okay, well, that was a mistake.
Okay, supposedly Starlight already has it up. I do know that we're going to do a live tomorrow, but let me see if she already has it up so you guys can go watch it. Because, oh my God. Because I didn't see all the part before me, Hey, Janelle, did you have a question, love? Janelle? Hello? Okay, I'm dropping you down. Sorry. I'm just still in shock that this even happened. Like, I'm in shock.
Girl, you said TikTok live. So, while we were there, and I get over there and I see him up there and I'm going, what is happening right now? What am I watching?
Yeah. Well, she told me she was going to. I don't see it there just yet, but yeah, I don't see it there just yet. But we talked about her putting it up tomorrow, and she went to bed, from what I understand. And I don't have a problem at all that she caught it because I didn't catch all this stuff beforehand.
I didn't get any of it.
Yeah. Hey, Key or Kay, whatever your name is. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. Welcome to the panel.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. You don't have to shout, baby. You're a little bit too loud, okay? Because it's reverbing.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Yeah, there you go. No, you're okay right there. No, you're okay. You're okay. That's a perfect volume. No, you're good. You're good. You're right there. You're good.
Okay. Thank you. So, Fancy, I just wanted to come on and give you your good graces and your praise because I do frequent with that woman, the Ivory Rose. I do frequent with her lives because she does make a lot of sense and she has a good discernment.
Right.
But when you started to actually grill Rod on the things that all of us have been begging and literally waiting for him to be grilled on, just knowing all the evidence that you and Ryan have put out for so long.
Yeah.
It's like it was so fucking magical the way your brain works. I'm so impressed. like when you said something, you said, okay, so you stated you never knew she could walk, Rod. And you literally, okay, wait. But she got into the motorcycle accident around 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so from, you said that you were like visiting her frequently
Right.
until like, you know, she was like 14. So
Right.
between her being 3 to 4 to 8, 9, and you knew she could walk. Like it was just so, it was so
right. And then when he said,
I don't know why you're not a prosecutor, Nancy.
well, I'm working on getting my degree in law.
You ate his bald head ass the fuck up.
Well, here's the thing. Let's not be rude about it, okay? I know you're excited, but let's not be rude about it. No, I got where you're coming from, sweetheart. But what I wanted to say as a follow-up to the question you said about me asking him about being accountable about, oh, well, then you knew she could walk at 7 or 8, right? Up until that point. Then I also followed up with, but Rod, you're stating that you didn't know she could walk from that point on. However, yeah, I'll try to calm down. Yeah. However, you also were told by the sisters, and you've said this on several documentaries, that they told you that she could walk and that Dee Dee was making her stay in that wheelchair, and you knew something was suspicious, but you didn't do anything. And he didn't even answer me.
He did. All he kept saying was, well, you know, Fancy, I don't know. Yeah. He basically said that he goes based off of the facts that he does know. But okay, what about the things that you don't know that people constantly have told you, just like your family members have told you over the years? Would you just sweep those under the rug?
Right.
Or what?
Right.
These Party City wigs.
Right.
Like, where does that go?
Right.
It just makes no sense.
Well,
But
thank you.
I just came on to say, like, the way and how calculated and just your knowledge and your comebacks. Like, girl, I don't know what your sign is, but you ate him alive.
I'm a Capricorn Aquarius cusp.
Oh, well, you know what? That makes a lot of sense.
Doesn't it though? Doesn't it though? Party City wigs. Oh my God, I love you.
And I'm not here to like tear Rod down. I honestly do believe out of everyone in the family, he is less, especially medically educated when it comes down to,
for sure,
the whole entire case. And you know, especially gradually, I think he's starting to learn about like mental health, because you know, like the country end of where they come from. I don't think that was like really, because if you think about his story with Dee Dee,
yeah,
and how he was like, all I know was that, you know, I was an 18-year-old kid, and I woke up one day and I said, dang, I have a baby, and I realized I'm not married to the woman I love.
Right.
Like it sounds very country bumpkin, uneducated, unmoral. Like I'm not being rude. I'm just being
no, I know what you're. No, that's you're not making fun of his look, so that's fine. No, you're making a correct assessment there.
I think he's the most handsome. I think he's the most attractive in the family besides Mia. Mia's that girl. But no, I think that when you try to break things like that down to him, or like a lot of people feel sympathy for him because they can the way they canceled that conversation, it was almost like they were giving him the outs as if he was autistic or if he had Asperger's. Because the lady Jen, I adore her, but she was like, this almost seems abusive.
Yeah, I know. Well, but thank you, sweetheart. I've got quite a bit of people waiting to come up, so. Okay, but thank you, darling.
I just wanted to give you your props, Nancy. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I don't understand as a person who, and not to go into a bunch of stuff, if you know me, but as a person who had a daughter who had extreme mental illness and extreme issues, I did my due diligence as a parent and learned every single thing about them, and learned and made sure that I knew everything, every in, every out, every pickle, every symptom, and I just don't understand how he can feign so much ignorance.
Correct.
And you bring somebody into your home and you don't even attempt to
to give yourself the knowledge to be able to deal with that type of person. That makes no sense to me.
Correct. Hey,
and can I say something?
Yeah, Nelly, sure.
Continuing from where Ryan's at, I have two
Mhm.
autistic sons.
Well, I have my whole family is neurodivergent.
And I mean, I've got one who didn't hear, who didn't speak, who was an eloper and all of that. And I have one, and I have one, not had, but I have one that is high Asperger, you know, what they would consider high functioning Asperger's.
Right.
And I made it a point to learn every little intricate thing, their triggers, their you know, anything and everything. And I get that he wasn't there. Okay, I do.
Well, okay, but here's the thing with that. But here's the thing with that, Nelly. Here's the thing with that. I mean, he had every right to go to any doctor's appointment he ever wanted to. He had every right to call any doctor he wanted to. My daughter and her baby daddy have this issue right now, and she has told him, "No, you do not have the right to keep me from any appointment that he is at. I should be allowed to come, and I have a right to talk to any of the doctors." And that goes both ways. And he chose to be willfully ignorant again.
Yes, and that's what I'm getting at. It's like my husband knows all the ins and outs, and he works 18 hours a day. I mean, there's no excuse for it whatsoever. And it just makes, to me, it's like he's just, again, making excuses so he's not held accountable.
Yeah.
For not being the father that he should have been. And now he's trying to make up for lost time, but he's still doing the same thing. You know, it's like, well, you know, come on. What do you expect me to do? She wasn't in my life. Now I'm trying to make up for time. And, you know what? You know, I'm sorry.
As far as that goes, you know, I'm tired of hearing. I'm not saying this to you, Nelly. I'm watching the comments. You know, here's the deal. Rod goes to work 28 days. He's gone 28 days, but he's also home 28 days. And during those times that he is home, he needs to actually be vigilant in his home.
Yes.
He doesn't get to be a passive stander by. He can give that excuse when he's out on the boat, and that's fine. When a man is out on his job, a man is out on his job. But when you are home for 28 days in a row, and you are still feeding the type of ignorance, that is, at that point, you are choosing to not be a participant in your family. You are choosing to not be a participant in your daughter, and there's no excuse for that.
Right. He's out fishing and
gallivanting around and going to fish rodeos. You know, he's going to fish rodeos.
You know, I gotta go play my guitar now.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, Elizabeth.
At what point
is
she a priority?
Right. Hey, Elizabeth. Welcome to the chat.
Thank you, Miss Fancy. I've been watching you for a really long time now.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. I wanted to bring up, Dipsy said that she had the baby that she's going to have tested for the
Correct.
syndrome.
No, she did not.
I don't know if she did or not.
No, ma'am. She cannot do that test right now. No, ma'am. The test that they did was the basic testing for any type of regular genetic disorders that would be something like Down syndrome or anything like that. That is the regular pregnancy things that they can do. The type of chromosome disorder that she has would not be found in that type of testing. It would have to go through genetic testing afterwards. They usually identify it at birth at this point. Back in the day, though, they were not able to identify it at birth because they had not classified what it was. So she was diagnosed at birth with a chromosome defect. They just had no idea what it was. It was not until 2011 that it became confirmed. So no, she would not be able to know right now whether the baby has that or not. And I don't know if she's lying or if she is being ignorant as to what the test actually does. I'm sorry, Elizabeth, I can't hear you. I still can't hear her. Can you guys hear her? I can't hear her. Okay, hold on a second. Something happened with my sound. Everybody just went silent. What is going on? Somebody talk. No, I can barely hear now, and I don't know what just happened. Oh, crap. I'll just sit closer. I'll do a Natasha. Okay.
For those of you saying, first of all, her doing the NIPT, doing the
testing at 10 to 12.
Oh, my phone died. That's what happened. My phone died. My phone died. Hang on, guys. My phone died. Hopefully it didn't end the live. Hold on, guys. I'm rebooting my I didn't have it plugged in. I forgot to plug it in. Just a second. You're seeming like Gypsy is own. What else it said? In my opinion, you're seeming like Gypsy has owned parental attention when realistically she's 32, an adult, and Rod doesn't need to spend any more time on her than he wants to. You know what? I'm sorry. No, Gnostic, no. No. Parenting time is not over when she's an adult. I have grown children and they will always be my children, and I will always advise them and guide them through life. As a parent, we do not stop being their parents at 18 years old. Hold on. Let me go back to the live. It'll tell me. Fuck. Well, yes, I'm coming back. Hey guys, sorry. Sorry. I don't know. Let me go ahead and, yep. Okay. I'm back. Sorry. My phone died. I was an idiot and wasn't charging it. You guys hear me now? No, that was why I couldn't hear you guys. That's why I couldn't hear you guys.
Okay, all right.
Okay. What'd you say, Ryan?
Oh, I was just saying that her putting out there that she's had genetic testing done, she's had an NIPT done, which is what is done in any standard pregnancy.
Right.
That is not going to include things like microdeletions of chromosomes. That you have to do that through an amniocentesis.
That's right.
Much later on in the pregnancy.
Right.
So she is not, regardless of what she is putting out there. If one thing, if you guys have not figured out, if her lips are moving, she's lying all the time.
Right. Right.
I was lying all the time.
Right. Okay, so Elizabeth, I'm sorry we haven't really given you a chance to talk, Elizabeth. So since I dropped out.
Oh, go ahead, Elizabeth.
Oh no, it's okay. I was just bringing up that I thought, she had this testing that I've never been pregnant, so I don't know what the process is like. It's because she brought this up. Gypsy brought this up on one of her lives, so I was wondering if it was true or not.
Right. Also, to answer the question over here that they said, this is what somebody said that Rod is, Gypsy is 32 years old. What is Rod supposed to do? He doesn't have any right to parent her at this point. Parenting time is over. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. My children are grown adults, and they will need me for the rest of their lives to guide them through their life because they have never been the age that they've ever been before. That is what parents do. We don't stop parenting at 18 years old. I don't know why you would think so. And if you are a parent who stopped parenting at 18 years old, well, you're a shitty parent who probably raised shitty kids. Sorry.
You're not as a parent. You need to prepare your child for
right.
the next level of
right.
life.
Elizabeth, I'm going to drop you down, sweetheart, okay?
No problem. Thank you.
No problem. Okay.
Well, not only that, she lives in his house. She's under his roof.
And
like you said, like what I'm supposed to do, like the whole thing with them filming. I'm supposed to tell her what to pick her out. How about saying no?
Well, here's the thing. And right now, currently, you're bringing up a very good point. Not only is she living in his home, but he currently is responsible for everything that she does. He has to sign a paper to say that he's going to keep her from committing parole violations. Clearly, he's not doing a very good job. But that's the whole point. He is supposed to be the person who she is reporting home to every night, who makes sure that she's in where she's supposed to be. He's supposed to encourage her to get a full-time job. He's supposed to doing all these things, and he is still failing, not only as a parent, but as the guardian that the state has put into place to ensure that she is not violating her parole.
Okay, but just to make everybody kind of laugh here at the same time, we've seen how well that went with the last parent who told her no and tried to guide her. So,
okay, well, exactly. And she called me tyrannical, and then she told me the last person that got in her way was dead. So yeah, I get where you're coming from with that.
I mean, maybe he just doesn't want to get the DD special. I don't
For
know.
sure. I could totally understand that. Hey guys, welcome to the panel. Did you have a question, Misty?
Yeah, I have a statement first. I do believe that Rod is being highly manipulated by Gypsy and Christy both. I believe that the letter that you sent, or that's addressed to him and Christy, he probably never even saw it.
I know.
It probably came when he was gone.
Yep.
And I think that maybe, if anything, I think some seeds were planted.
I do too.
To where he's going to start second guessing the things that Christy says and the things that Gypsy says. Another point that I'd like to make is that I can guarantee you, like, I'm a child who, like, my father gave me up whenever I was little, and my husband, his kids, like, he's been very involved with his kids, but he, they all live with us.
Right.
And so there's a lot of guilt that goes on when you have that time like that. And so I feel like there's a lot of that going on where, she called him and left him that message and said,
of course, down the rabbit hole did.
Yeah, when she's like, I was still your little girl, like,
correct.
I mean, I think that she manipulates him just like Christy does.
I believe that too.
That's the point that I wanted to make about
right.
that. But I did find it interesting that whenever it was brought up about whether or not she was involved being in the bathroom, that he said, well, I don't know.
Right.
Like, I mean, if you have a doubt in your mind, or you don't have a doubt in your mind that she wasn't in there and involved, he would have said that. Because he was very open about everything else. So that's just kind of what I wanted to say.
Well, thank you. Yeah. No, I totally believe that too.
And thank you for shedding light on this. Like, ever since, like, I caught wind of this case, like, I've been, like, very iffy about her. I was like, something's not right. Like, the way that when she got out, she just automatically thought she was a celebrity. And I mean, there was a comment that she had made about how she's living the life now that she always wanted to live. And I think that could also be part of the motive behind her doing what she did, knowing that she would be the innocent little victim and, possibly be able to drop the mask off of PD. So, yeah.
Right. Right. Well, thank you for your yeah, I think you're spot on with some of that. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Hey, Crime Talk, how are you?
Auntie.
Fantastic.
So it's funny because I have a completely different perspective on Rod now than what was just given. So I've been going through some of the clips from when Gypsy was still in jail and they were giving interviews quite often. And when Rod's demeanor in some of these clips, as he's talking about the crime specifically, and he's smiling, it's very, very odd. And then today when he made, or I don't know if it was today or whatever, but today I'd seen the video where he said, well, Christy cared more than I did finding Gypsy.
Okay, I thought that was very interesting. I'd like to speak on that for a minute, and I'm sure the panel has some thoughts. Okay, well, that clip, okay, there's a lot of things about that video that I think are very off. Okay, one, I think it could possibly be pre-recorded. There's a source that says so. I don't know. But what I noticed about that was, one, I could tell that he was definitely being coached. Two, I really felt that throwing in the Katrina and how she spent months looking for them, and she's always done more for her than I've ever done. I just thought that was the weirdest fucking shit. And why was he bringing it up right then? And then he's got a turncoat and freaking make that freaking joke of, you can't touch Christy with a 10-foot pole. Like, what the fuck was that?
What was weird to me about that video, I wasn't really listening to a whole lot of it, but then I started listening about halfway through. And why did that feel like a commercial of everybody get off of Kirsty? She's this great mom.
Right. Right.
This was like, I felt like I was watching an ad of trying to sell us as Kirsty as a car. She's reliable and she does her job. And
and to get you from point A from point B for only $25,000. Like,
She details hard now too, so hey. Okay, so maybe not making it now was my point. Like, why now? Why not when everybody was saying, hey, if he's there, show that he's there? You know what I mean?
But that's exactly it. Because right now they know there's so much right now going on between all of us posting that he's gone, that in order for them to not have pie on their face, they have to show, they have to put up or shut up.
Well, absolutely.
And that's why he's doing it. They
Well,
have to at this point.
right over right. Well, over here on YouTube, Hazelnut Pretzel, thank you for this. It was edited, and he said, "Good morning." The video was posted in the evening, so yeah. I mean, we've gotten so many different reports of what's going on over there. Something had to have happened for all of them to run to social media to immediately say, no, it's not what you think it is. It's not what you think it is. And now they've toted out Rod, like Rod, out of all people. They don't have Christy baking rounds, not Gypsy, not Mia, Rod.
Because the reason why that they're putting Rod out there is exactly the same reason we're asking why he is out there.
Right.
Because if Gypsy goes on, we'll say Gypsy's a liar. If Christy comes on, we'll say she's saving face. But you have to put the person out in front that you would never believe would go out there, because it makes it all that more credible that, oh my God, the man is finally standing up for his family. He's doing what he needs. No, you're putting out the most believable face, because he's the one who has stayed in the shadows this entire time. There's no way that it would not matter right now. It would not matter, because we wouldn't believe anybody else.
Hey, Shoddy Chew, thank you for the super chat. No, they're doing it's a whole damage control, and I think that KJ coming out was extremely shocking. I think they didn't think that. They thought they could continue to control KJ. And not to say that I like KJ, not to think that I mean, we have our issues, but what she has come out with, a lot of, I do believe, is truthful. Now, there's a lot of things I believe are conjecture and hearsay that she goes by. But I mean, I think that really fucked them over, just like the several of the things that I've done. I moved in a way that they weren't expecting very often, and every single time I moved in a way they weren't expecting, they became vicious or damage controlling. That's the thing. And I think that KJ came out and really, I think she fucking threw him for a loop. And so, go ahead.
I think there's a lot of things going on that's throwing that family for a loop, because number one, as we all know, when I decided to split and we were being spun in two different directions, now that we have a united front, they know that together, apart we're good, together we're going to really drive the points home. And having a united front there, to where we stop going at each other and start going at what needs to happen is going to be one thing. Katie Joy deciding, you know what, fuck it, I'm done. I'm going to start doing stuff. At this point, they cannot sit back and go, oh, well, it's just this. Oh, well, it's just that. Oh, it's just Nina and her rumors. Because at this point, for once in her life, Nina actually has a credible source of some kind, wherever the hell that may be, who's actually turning tail on the fucking family. Then we have me and Fancy as a cohesive front. We have Katie Joy coming out of freaking sideways that we would have never seen that card coming.
Fuck, never seen that card coming.
They are going to have to do damage control, and I think that number one, Rod decided to come out, not only making a video, but getting on numerous lives in the past few days.
Right.
I think that though has anything to do with, because I said the other day, I'm like, shit is hitting the fan in that house. Otherwise, Ken wouldn't be online either, because he makes it clear he's not for the online bullshit.
But Ken is for the online bullshit. No. Go back for 1 second. No, Ken is absolutely about the online bullshit. Do not let that motherfucker fool you. I know that man. I know how much he's into the online drama, and he fucking loves it. He loves it. He gets excited about it. He talks about how it's a surprise for the people that he's actually trying to hurt. Yeah, he's a douche nozzle, and that's why I don't like Ken. It's not because I didn't like him being with Gypsy because I don't like whatever. No, I called it because I saw him for exactly who he was, and guess what happened? He ran when I saw him.
he definitely gets douchey vibes. Like
Yep.
Telling people, like, before when you win a debate and blah, blah. But he doesn't even see the truth in this case, even though it's so blatantly there. It's so odd. But I'm wondering if Christy maybe was like, oh, Ken stood up for Gypsy online. Like, I'm wondering if that dynamic also was pushed in the house because so much is going on.
Right. Right. No, I think so. I definitely think Christy's trying to pull the strings here. Okay, Crime, I'm going to let you down because there's so many people wanting to come up.
Oh, sounds good. Have a great night.
You too, honey.
Shout out to Shoddy.
Yeah, I've been shouting out Shoddy over here. Thank you so much for the super chats. So appreciated. Thank you so much, guys. Everything we do here is on a volunteer basis, so any little bit helps us in what we're trying to accomplish. Thank you very much. Okay. Oh, this should be interesting. This is Mama Bear. Do we know Mama Bear?
Oh, yeah. Hi, how are you guys?
We're okay.
I got to turn my phone up. Can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
There's a rumor going around that Miss Jip Jip is trying to contact Nick.
Mm-hmm.
What is the chances that it be true?
I think it's very true. Zora, who is Amelia Bird's girlfriend, has come out with that. They have also Katie Joy also made allegations that she was using Brian's account on Securus to contact them. And here's the thing about that. What I want you guys to understand, they are allowed to write the people in prison that they were friends with. They are not allowed to converse with them in person until they're off parole. Like Rachel was not allowed to go back and visit Gypsy. That's her best friend that was in prison with her. Rachel wasn't allowed to go back and visit Gypsy until she was off parole, but they could talk, and her family was allowed to, like Rachel's family, her kids and her husband would go and visit, but she had to stay outside. So they are allowed to have communication. But here is the thing, the communication that she's having, if she's asking that these inmates to contact Nicholas outside of that, and she's using Ryan's account to do so, then she's not only is she's trying to circumvent her own parole issues, she's also using his Securus account, which is supposed to be very locked down because of the way it is in the prison. So she's violated several different things in doing that, if that is true. And I do believe it's true, because obviously if they're coming out with this and she's going through parole violations and things like that, then I don't know why Zora or Amelia would lie at this point, because they're going to pull it to see. That's my opinion.
Well, also, what do they have to lose? What does Zora and what do they have to lose? What do they have to gain?
I mean, nothing.
To me,
nothing.
To come out and say these things, there's nothing that they're gaining off of this. So there's nothing that I'm gaining. There's nothing that you're gaining. When we say these things, what? So we're getting some likes and follows. I don't know where in the world. At this point, we're 40-some-year-old women. We don't need likes, follows, and views.
No, I don't care.
Word out there.
Right. We're not clout chasers.
The reason why I ask is because I'm concerned about that. You don't need to have contact.
No, he doesn't need any. Well, it's not even that he doesn't need. It is illegal for her to contact him at any time. Not even while she's just on parole. At any time. She is never allowed to speak to him again. That is the thing. And she has violated this while she was in jail. She violated this while she was in prison. And she violated this now while she's out of prison. So, and Amy Davey, thank you so much for the super chat, super sticker. Thank you.
Well,
love you so much.
I just want to let you know, Nancy, I love your content.
Thank you.
Ryan, I watch you on YouTube. And I do watch on Natasha. So those are the three reliable sources I look up
Pretty
to.
much. Yep, those are the ones.
And when it comes to the others, I pick and choose on what I want to believe.
For sure.
When it comes to you guys, it's who I really truly go to.
They come with facts.
Enchanted, I have seen.
I like that.
And Shannon, I have seen no footage of a doctor in a clinic saying she was pregnant. What the hell are you talking about?
Okay, there is.
There is?
Zora released they said it was very strange. I did see it.
Okay.
It was sent, Gypsy and Christy were in the clinic.
Okay, I saw that today, but didn't know what it was. Yes.
Yes, and they said, and you are, and the nurse says she is pregnant. And they were, I absolutely seen it. Zora released it, apparently.
But doesn't that look staged?
Yes.
Well, and that's the other thing. What's weird is somebody showed me this. Is they show Bree was going on showing about these pregnancy tests that were negative in April, and then in May it says that they are abnormal. Now, when you get tested for your pregnancy, it'll say positive or negative. Hers said abnormal. Abnormal can actually mean that the baby is not growing as it is needed. You can look this up if you want to argue with me. Abnormal can mean that the HCG is not doubling at the rate it's supposed to double, and that there could be issues later on.
Right.
On May 27th, when she went in there, it says it absolutely says, I have the screenshots.
Okay.
Her test says that she was abnormal.
Wow.
And then they also said that she wasn't far enough along to hear the heartbeat, and now she's got this monitor that is,
I wanted to drive a semi through that, because I can tell you that when I took my daughter in, she was 5 weeks, 2 days. 5 weeks, 5 days. I'm sorry. 5 weeks, 5 days. They told us the same thing. They said, well, you may not be able to hear anything. It's probably not. We saw the baby. We heard the heartbeat. And for them to say, well, you have to come back in 8 or 9 weeks, yada, yada, that is not even absolutely, that is not even remotely true. Right. We had the heartbeat at 5 weeks, 5 days. Does that always happen? No. But for them to say, oh, well, you have to come back in 8 or 9 weeks, that is not even remotely accurate.
Well, okay. Well, here's the thing. Through those things, like somebody's just saying in the chat, the reason for that is because at early stages, it's very hard to tell the difference between the baby's heartbeat and the mother's heartbeat. So if she's doing it, it could have just picked up her own fucking heartbeat.
The reason people are saying that they believe it's the baby's is because the heart rate, when it was shown on the monitor, was 140. That is considered extremely high for an adult average heart rate, but at the same time, my daughter's resting heart rate at any given time was 139. Also, those particular monitors you should only use them after 12 weeks, and they are only really good after 20 weeks. Can you pick them up? Yes, but I can tell you that it's very hard to find. It's very hard to tell, and at that early on, I do not see how she managed to find it so quickly, so easily, and so strongly through a monitor that should not have really even been able to pick it up for the most part.
Correct.
And also, let's say you can go on Amazon and buy those.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can buy props to all these things.
Sure.
Say sonograms, and I mean, I'm not saying that's what she's doing.
No, but it definitely is a possibility. Okay, well,
it just seems weird. One day she got a baby bump, the next day she don't.
Yeah.
It's
for sure.
none of this makes any sense.
And
right.
The other thing is that she was saying at 15 weeks her baby's the size of a mango, and according to any other app, a mango is at 19.
Oh, wait a minute.
Weeks.
There's more than that. She even did a video right before that where she's talking about how she went online and at 15 weeks she looked and it's an apple. So we've got an apple. And then 2 days later, whatever, she comes out with the mango poster. What the fuck is going on? None of this makes any sense.
Well, don't forget, I also told you that I have a friend of the family, a very close friend of the family, that she got word on June 5th that when Gypsy went in March 24th, 27th, whatever, which, by the way, she said that she found out the 24th, she went into the doctor on the 27th, according to the date that she had the HCG test, that she was 7 weeks along. So I cannot understand why that nurse in that video said that she was 2, she wasn't far enough, she wasn't this, she wasn't that, because according to Christy and the source that I have, in the text message, she was 7 weeks along at that point.
Okay, so here's my thought process. Well, here's my thought process on that. It can be Ryan's baby, and she could have had, and even KJ talked about the fact that if she had the rhinoplasty and it was too early, it might not have come back on a pee stick, okay, or whatever. So there's that. But here's my thought process on that is that I think That clip we know is staged, so it obviously is probably a Lifetime clip that is being leaked. I don't think it's a regular clip, and if it was a regular clip that they got, it's a regular clip that they got because of the storyline that they were taping. So I'm wondering if it is much earlier and they are pretending that it is at a different period in time, because we all know that Lifetime, she admitted it, Lifetime wanted a baby story. So they wanted her to get pregnant for a story. So they would be, and they fit it right in there, just oh so conveniently, when she's going to be done filming and she's not looking to film next year. Oh gosh, a baby. Wow.
That's what I wanted to find out.
Well, thank you, Mama. Yep. Yep.
And right, but Nick don't need to have contact with her.
No, absolutely not.
That's the last 3 weeks.
Well, yeah, yeah. Okay, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
Well,
bye.
as soon as there was as soon as the cop story came out and everything, and not as much as I hate to quote Nina's particular video, they were saying that Christy's setting up to possibly take over the baby, etc. And Gypsy was saying at that point, Gypsy started saying she was having miscarriage pains due to stress.
Right.
And now there is this video that she supposedly missed the appointment on again because of miscarriage pains. One thing that's frustrating to me is, number one, and I went through this, and we're not going to go through this again, but you cannot have a miscarriage on a snap of a dime. You cannot use one to get out of a stressful situation. You cannot do one whenever it is accurate for what it will help you and whatever you're doing.
Right.
You cannot do one for sympathy. So, every time there's going to be some type of stress now, we're gonna get the word that she thinks she's gonna have this miscarriage, and I think that's extremely emotionally abusive to everyone, including Ken more than anybody. Every time she sees a point where she can play on pity me, I might just lose this baby.
Well, look what she did to Ryan. Look what she did to Ryan with this. How cruel she was to him.
You're trauma triggering me, Ryan. Everything.
No, well, telling him that she was pregnant, but she didn't know which the baby was, then telling him, haha, no, I wasn't pregnant. Like, this woman is not okay.
No, she's not.
Hey guys, welcome to the panel.
Hold on, I'm interested in what somebody was just saying when we were talking. When you were saying something about I was trauma triggering somebody because of what? What was going on there?
No, she was telling Ryan that he was trauma triggering her. And then he's sitting there in interviews saying, yeah, I trauma
Right.
triggered her.
She gaslit the fuck out of him.
Totally acting like,
He did saying the exact same thing he said, and she didn't flinch. She was smiling.
Right.
It's like a little kid who has a temper tantrum. Oh, don't say that to me. Don't do that.
That's what she should have been doing, is working on her triggers. Can you imagine somebody coming out of rehab and being like, well, okay, well, you just triggered me, so now I'm going to go use.
You know what?
Now I'm going to go use.
You know what? Here's my problem, though. If we're going to talk about trauma triggers, please explain to me, for the love of Christ, how the hell you can be dog leashed to a goddamn bed and then act like it's all funny in a fucking prop with Ken putting on a dog leash and walking around. If you're going to have trauma triggers, I'm pretty sure being tied to a bed for 2 goddamn weeks would make you never want to go near a dog leash again in your life. But you can do it for a photo op.
Oh. You were saying something in the other live about how she was beaten with a what's it called? Would she be triggered by hangers if she was sitting in a closet full of hangers?
I think somebody watched Joan Crawford too many times.
Right. Because you know what? In the interview that Amy and I did with Suzette, guess what? That was one of Dee Dee's favorite movies.
Exactly.
Let's use the trick. Okay, what about the shed? She doesn't have a problem hanging out in her dad's shed.
Oh, thank you so much, True Crime Blonde.
Okay, does anybody else think it's extremely strange that Gypsy's documentary is called Mommy Dead Dearest and Joan Crawford's was Mommy Dearest?
Yeah, no, that's the whole point they're making. That's the whole point they're making. Thank you, True Crime Blonde. There are things that she
She
can.
has no original thought.
Right. Hey, True Crime Blonde. Hey, True Crime Blonde. Thank you for this super chat. And yes, okay. If it's proven that she lied in the plea deal, can she be retried or have repercussions? I don't know if she can have repercussions for lying in the plea deal, but no, she cannot be retried for this. However, there are a wealth of other things that she can be tried for at the state level and federally. And I think they're going to be looking at that much harder now that she has made a debacle of this, a mockery of this, and she has made them all look like fucking fools.
Oh, absolutely.
So, hey guys, I can't say all the names. So, Chris, did you have anything else you wanted to add, or a question you wanted to ask, or?
I actually had a question. I've been wanting to ask this question for a couple days. I've
Okay.
been here live
Yep.
a bunch of times. But I was watching the interview with Nick,
Mhm.
and the officer. And she at one point leaves the room, and he is talking to himself. Do you guys know if, or have a suspicion if he's talking about Gypsy, or is he talking to himself, like to Victor, or?
No, he's talking about Dan. He's talking about Dan in that instance. That's when he talks about the fact that she left with him. Ryan, come on, you know about this. So what you were the one that came up with what she said or what he said in that.
So if you pull up that particular instance where Nick is speaking, he said, "I want to apologize to everybody but Dan," and then he goes on to mumble something very bizarre, like she went and she left with him, but I stayed until the end. And at one point, we had actually sat down with a lot of listening, and we managed to write out the entire thing. And it's a very, very bizarre thing. He's mumbling to himself, but he basically insinuates that very possibly that Dan was there, or that there was a plan that had included Dan, and that it went awry, and Nick stayed until the end, Nick finished it up, etc. If you go back and watch, it is you have to really turn it up. You have to put it next to your ear. He mumbles a lot.
Well, I'm working on getting them all done with a booster so that we can actually hear. There's a guy that's done them all. I was on Hella's podcast about it, and he's offered to do them all. I just haven't got to send them to him. Somebody said though that he is telling them himself he can't forget to tell the police something, and he does say that in that moment too. Yeah. Thank you, Shadi, and again for that. Was I surprised at any of Rod's responses tonight? No, not really. To be honest with you, no.
He definitely lied a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Live, and everyone can tell.
Yep.
That he was lying.
Yeah. All right. Well, Chris, thank you for your question.
Yeah, no problem.
Hi.
So I have the.
You're gonna talk maybe a little louder. Sorry.
Sorry, can you hear me better?
Yes.
Yeah, it was muffled.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to know what you guys thought about her taking the whole week of Ryan and like partner right after, and her saying that she could have kids, or I guess he said she could have kids.
I think it's all bullshit, and there's a lot of reasons why it's bullshit, and we've gone over them. It's bullshit. That's my opinion. Took it right. She could have cheeked it, spit it out after the camera was done rolling. She could have not even put it in her mouth. Else it could have been, because she told me that the cancer medication that she had, her chemo medication, she's been to treatments, right? No, she originally told me that it was a pill her mother gave her and told her it was her chemo medication. So was it Flintstone vitamins you were taking, Gypsy, and you believe they were it was chemo? What the fuck?
It's probably birth control.
Right.
Right on that.
Well, her mother was making her take pregnancy tests all the time, according to her, when she was not sexually active. Now we know that she actually was sexually active, so that's a lie. So you're right, it could have been birth control. And she probably told her that to force her to take it. That's a plausible thought process. Did you have a different...
Especially when she knew she was throwing that booty everywhere.
Right. Hi, Jamie. How are you? Did you have a question? Jamie, we can't hear you, dear. Okay, I'm going to drop you down. Maybe you can come back through with a better connection, honey. Great. Did you have any other questions that you needed to say or anything before I drop you down as well, so we can get some more people up here? Because I'm telling you, there's people just clamoring to be up here.
Yeah. Last thing I wanted to mention was the live that Barbara just said. How do you feel about him? When I think her name was Ivory, she was saying, "Well, you know, we don't want to hear about her drama in her relationships. We want to hear the story because apparently there's a story still to be told." But how do you feel about him saying, "Well, Lifetime wanted to buy it"?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
I was letting him know that because Rod kept saying there was a story to be told,
right?
And whatever that story is, and the girl Ivory said, "Well, we don't care about her drama in her relationships because that's all it was." So I
right.
wonder how you feel about him saying, "Well, Lifetime cares because Lifetime wanted to buy it." How do you feel about that?
I think that Lifetime's a piece of shit. I think that Melissa Moore is a piece of shit. I think that she's acting unethically. I think that Lifetime is doing her no favors. I think I tried to warn them about that back when Christy first tried to get out of the contract by sicking Melissa Moore on me. And I believe that 2 years ago when I made my statement about I would not participate in the Lifetime documentary because they did ask and they did offer me money, and I told them to go fuck themselves. I think that they are completely 100% responsible for the chaos that is ensuing right now. I think that they are delusional or completely just liars. I think that Melissa Moore sitting up on a fucking panel talking about ice makers and shit is disgusting. I think that should answer your question. Lifetime wants it because it gives them money.
Yes.
They don't care about anything else.
That was very thorough.
Thank you.
He also was saying, the supporters want to hear her story. She's got a lot more to the story. And
what more after 8 years could you possibly say?
Well, they were saying, Ivory and Jen, I think, was saying, her coming out here and looking for food, giving her booty out, and I mean, she kind of called him out on it. And he's like, well, her supporters, she has supporters. Y'all might not like it, but the supporters.
Who gives a shit? Her supporters are fucking delusional. They're just as delusional as she is.
But that talks, that even, I mean, his character right there should be in question.
Exactly.
And like they're putting his face out now because the rest of them been screwed everything up. So it's like, oh, let Rod.
Excuse me, Carrie Ann. Don't you be coming from my Mac.
Before I graduated, since you did work with them, you were going to work with them on a documentary or whatever. They keep saying, or especially Rod, they keep saying, "Oh, she's a story, and more than tell the story." What else is there to know aside from what she did to her mom and then
nothing?
Her love life?
Nothing, because they're continuing to lie. So nothing. There's nothing.
Right.
There's nothing.
Right.
They're not interested in telling the truth. So nothing. Yeah. Thank you, sweetheart.
If nothing else, she's the poster child for not what to do.
Exactly. 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 Alrighty. Thanks, sweetheart. Oh my goodness, I'm tired, but my God, we're holding a room right now, and we're holding a room over here, and I just don't want it to end because I feel like this is so important.
I love having people come up.
Hi guys.
Hey, Lauren.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
I'm kind of new to the role. I actually, when she first got out, I was actually a supporter, but obviously the more and more evidence comes out, and I watch all the Becca Scoops videos and stuff. I'm definitely not on that side anymore. But since I am new, I just wanted to know what made you, and you've definitely already talked about this before, but I just wanted to know what made you kind of hop out of their circle.
It was a lot of things. I had already realized that Gypsy was lying to me. Yeah, I'm laughing at the fact that Rod was really mad over the $10. He sure as fuck was. That was hilarious. He's like, "Oh, I think you gave us the $10."
I actually joined Ivory's live. She was taking guests, and we were actually all laughing about that.
Yeah. What really turned it for me with Gypsy, okay? It wasn't Christy, because I stayed working with Christy for almost a year after I released the interrogation video. And she was telling Rod and Gypsy that she was not working with me. Yeah, that's how they do things over there. And so the interrogation video was really the inciting incident for me to begin to take an extra look at this. And it wasn't until 2019, no, not even 2019. It was after we did the podcast that I found out that Christy Blanchard had told Natasha Cooper that I had an extramarital affair while I was in California and contracted an STD. Then they proceeded to make all these pages on Facebook, Fancy's Hoo Ha Cookie Club. They did a one for Free Craig because they alleged I was domestically abusing my husband, and it all stems back. Christy's like, well, I didn't cause all that. No, you did cause all that. You provided them with the information for them to go out and do those things. You knew it was a lie. You willingly did it to freaking defame me, discredit me, and everything else. Then I knew 100%, nah, I'm fucking done and I will never work with you again. And I had already told Melissa Moore I didn't want to work with her.
Right. Wow. I didn't know that. Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
These people are.
They act like they.
Well, when I think that there isn't anything else that can make them worse.
Exactly. Then we
Something.
wake up the next fucking day and it's like a whole new fuckery has begun, right?
Exactly.
Right. And what
that's why there's so many eyes on them right now, because every single day it just keeps getting crazier and crazier.
For sure. And
you will end up back in prison before that poor baby is born.
And here's the thing. The other thing is now they tried to allege for years and years and years that what happened was they decided they didn't want to work on my project, and I got fucking pissed. No, I took my project from them and said, no, I'm sorry. I don't have any intention of working with you any further. And I still, at that time, still tried to give Christy a contract that would pay her for her participation up to that point. But she wanted more. She wanted more than what I was going to give them. So she wouldn't. Yep.
And you wouldn't tell their narrative.
And I wouldn't tell their narrative. So they fucking got pissed.
Good for you. And I'm glad there's people out here like you that are not standing for their shit. Sorry, I don't want to get much, but fine.
I'm gonna drop down, Nellie. I'm gonna drop you down because you're off for a bit here, but there we go. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I thought she was actually like gone. Okay, Lauren. Bye, Nellie. I love you.
But yeah, every single day it just gets worse and worse. And like it's just like, oh, I don't like it's just a huge like, oh, wow, yeah, that's crazy.
Right,
that's why I'm happy there's people like you that are here.
Thank you.
Not fall for it, you know.
Right.
I'm sure people offer you lots of things to silence yourself, but I'm really happy you're not. You know.
They literally tried to drive me insane. I mean, seriously, they tried to drive me to unalive myself. They used to tell me that was one of the things they would tell me, that I should just unalive myself. That they tried to tell me that I should be in a mental institution. They've tried to do all of this just for their pursuit of trying to make sure that my narrative of what the truth was never, ever going to get out there or be heard, even if I did. And you know what? I've got to give a shout out to Tasha K, because she's the one who took a chance on me right now. And my freaking video over there, one clip is sitting at 10.5 or 10 to 11 million views on that one clip. And so I really believe that changed the game, and it fucked them up, and they were scared. And I think it's why Katie Joy honestly flipped, because she knew the crazy train was about to freaking come to a crashing halt. And she had to get out before it was too hard for her. I don't think she flipped because she got in an argument with Gypsy. No, she flipped because she knew that train was going to fucking come and barrel through her too. And it still is, Katie. It still is. You will be held accountable for your actions that you did for the Blanchards. You absolutely will.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Lauren, for stepping up.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Yep.
Have a good night.
You too.
Appreciate it, Lauren.
Oh my God. Oh. God, we still have 8 requests sitting in the box right now. Hi, Amanda. Tandy, if you'll mute for a second. Amanda hit the box first, so.
Yeah, I have a quick question about the whole thing. I know Nick was diagnosed with autism.
Yes, ma'am.
and I have a son who's 25 years old, and he is on the spectrum. My thing is, she manipulated Nick, and I personally think that he didn't get a fair trial. Yes, I know he participated in this murder.
Correct.
And did his part, and I agree he needs to be punished. But she manipulated and coerced him for almost 2 years.
Yes, ma'am.
So she needs to be held accountable for her actions, even though she took the plea deal. She's manipulative, she's conniving, and she needs to be punished.
Well,
Did they not get her for perjury and lying?
They can.
On the stand?
Yes, they can. They can get her for perjury. They can also get her for murder for hire. They can get her for internet crimes. They can get her for mailing the knife across state lines. And I'm wondering why they have not. In fact, the letter that I said that was sent from HBO to Rod and Christie, when I contacted Don Patterson to ask him about why was she able to do certain things with her discovery file, and why was HBO allowed to do this, he literally told me that they broke a law. They broke a Missouri law. He knew about it when she gave their discovery file over to HBO, because the only reason she was supposed to have that discovery file at the time is because it was supposed to aid in her defense. She was not allowed to give it to anybody to go public with it at that time. She broke the law, and he didn't charge her then. I want to know why. They didn't charge her with any of the fraud, nothing. I want to know why. But they still tack on 25 years to freaking Nick's life sentence. It could be so for fucking real. That boy was railroaded up some side and down the other, and his civil rights were violated the second that Macaulay walked in there and had a preconceived notion that he was the one that did it all, and that Gypsy was some poor fucking victim. Sorry, not sorry.
Gypsy's not a victim, in my opinion. She's manipulative and conniving, and she does what she does to get what she wants. And excuse my phrase, F whoever is in her way, because she's going to get rid of them.
That's right. Hey,
she gets what she wants.
Right. Hey, Dina, you asked, are you involved with her? Yes. Have you been friends? Not with Gypsy. Or are you trying to play a victim? Play a victim of what? I have come out with the truth. I have put out the truth for over 8 years. What in the fuck do you think I am playing a victim? They bullied, they harassed, they stalked me. They have reported my coworker to a licensing board. They bullied and harassed an autistic girl for sharing her story. What have they not done? I'm not a victim of them in that way. I have overcome them. I am a fucking warrior. That's what I am. And if you don't know who I am, you better go Google my fucking name.
Yeah, you better go check out.
Because you seriously have not been. You must be new.
Yeah.
Thank you for those answers. I
No problem.
Appreciate it and getting to share my opinion.
Thank you, Amanda. Have a good one. Hey, Tandy. I'm doing good.
I was just thinking, last year I had to step up kind of against some things going on with Children's Hospital in New Orleans.
Uh-huh.
The whole story, I guarantee that Dee followed the direction of the professionals, of the doctors the whole time.
She did.
Hospital, they're actually a school. It's a teaching hospital. It's LSU. And it's just where the doctors learn. And parents don't really know that. They know, but we don't look into it. We listen to the professionals, and I can really guarantee that that's what Dee did. And
yep.
And then as for why they let her get away with so much, let the Gypsy get away with so much, I'm thinking something that hasn't come out yet, something about that shack in the back and some cameras and some cars.
Yeah, we know. Trust me, we know. Yeah. Susan's Creations, you said someone needs to help Nick out with his last appeal. We are working on that right now. I have talked to Ryan about it. I've talked to Mac about it, and I've talked to a couple other people. I am going to try to put together a brief for his lawyers, turn it in, and offer them any of the evidence that we have all collected over the last 8 years to help aid him in his defense with the Supreme Court. I'm also planning on writing the governor for clemency, and I do intend to contact the Supreme Court in some way to see if I can become either a character witness or anything I can do to help him. Right now, however, MPG Cornerstone Yellowstone has put out a video, and I'm not a big supporter of theirs, but I will support this video, talking about how to write for clemency for him through the governor. Do not send it directly to the governor. Follow the instructions that they give out, so that way Nicholas has the best chance at possibly either getting his court heard in the Supreme Court or clemency from the governor based on his disability.
Very good, very good.
Okay.
Maybe if we start to find out some things they don't want us to find out, they'll be more willing to.
Right.
He can't go to the Innocence Project. He's not innocent.
No, he can go to the Innocence Project, but the reason the Innocence Project won't take his case is because it's not a death penalty case. They usually do not get involved unless it's a death penalty case.
Well, in my opinion, I don't think they should take it to begin with. He is guilty.
No. Okay, what they would take it for, Ryan, wouldn't be to get him off. It would be for them to get him a fair trial, because based on his disability, they could step in and do this and insist that they give him a new trial based on his disability and things like that, which would mean that he might possibly be able to get that second degree trial instead of the first one that he never ever should have been put into. So that would be what the Innocence Project could aid in. I do have some friends at the Innocence Project, but I don't know if they would take his case because it's not a death penalty case. Well, the jury was biased, and they admitted they were biased. Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you, Tandy. I'm going to let somebody else up, okay? You too. You're welcome. Yeah. All right. Next up. So yeah, I mean, Ryan, there is options for Innocence Project to get involved, but it wouldn't be to get him off completely. They wouldn't do that. No. Yeah. So I do think that they could be involved so he could get a fair trial. That would be wonderful.
Fair trial is what I have.
Yeah. Hi guys. Welcome to the panel. Yeah. Hi.
I have a question. I know that Dee Dee and Christy had worked together at one time, and I find it extremely odd that she ended up with Rod, which was Dee Dee's old man at one time. And I just find it like, was it a love triangle, or did she play both sides of the fiddle? Because it seems like that's her MO.
Well,
both sides of the fiddle, what she wants.
Dee Dee, you mean? A love triangle. A love triangle. Well, that's been said. And it looks very suspicious that there is a picture when she's, oh, and speaking of which, Rod said he hadn't seen her walk since she was 3 or 4. Rod, could you please explain the picture where you're in Dee Dee's home and you're laying on the floor and she's holding the little baby doll and she's standing in front of you? She's clearly over the age of the time period that she got the wheelchair. And if you're very astute in looking at that picture, Dee Dee has her arm around Rod's neck and she is touching his earlobe. And in her book, Gypsy has admitted that that was Christy who took that photo. And she was always so great at sharing her father with her and creating memories with her that she would have to go on before. Because, you know, she's the best mother and Dee Dee was the worst. So there is also information that they have been in the swingers community for a very long time.
Okay, because I got suspicion of that.
Yep.
It's like, something's not right there.
Something's not right there. Something's not right there.
You know what I mean?
Something's not right there. Yeah.
Because they were right. She met Gypsy supposedly 2 months old. Obviously, Dee Dee would have confided in Christy and told her what was going on with the child. It's clearly if she's with Rod, so that Rod would know. So
right.
for Rod to not know and claim this is crap. No way.
Yep. Yeah, Sabrina, I was on that live. That's why I'm live right now. I was on the live with Rod. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
No problem, sweetheart. Hey, Melissa, how are you? No? Melissa? No? Okay. Ryan, did you have anything to add to any of that, or Amy?
No. I pretty much added what I had to.
Okay. Well, let me bring up some more. And I hope I didn't upset you, Ryan, by saying that about the Innocence Project, but there are grounds that they could come in. I just don't think they will.
Hi.
Hey.
Thank you for inviting me for the first time on your live.
Mm-hmm.
question. So, as far I'm going like as far as her school, like was she in second grade? That was the last time she like was done with school. Like,
Well, that's the story, but do I believe that her education stopped at second grade? No.
I was watching the act, and it's funny how everybody's saying the second grade, right? But she knew how to get on the laptop, the computer. She's typing everything. Like,
She's very eloquent at speaking. She's also very good with using words.
I had to learn my ABCs, 1, 2, 3, and everything else.
Yeah.
So if her mom wasn't teaching it, who was? So how did she learn how to type all that stuff if she was never in school? Because according to her, she was homeschooled.
Well, homeschooling would still indicate an education.
But according to what she was saying, her mom always had her away from the world. So
yeah, I think that's probably because she knew her daughter was crazy. Sorry, that's my opinion. But yeah, but anyway, yeah. Well, it's a good point. Thank you for coming up.
Thank you for inviting me.
No problem. Alrighty. Hey, Chris, what's up?
Hi, sorry for coming back up again.
You're fine.
I had this question in my mind in the other live that with Ivory. And so I was wondering, do you think that Christy and Gypsy were talking when, like, before the murder?
Of course they were.
Yeah.
Of course they were. There's communication. There's direct communication between them on the Snow Gypsy account. Of course they were. Yes, they were all talking. Christy's admitted that she freaking, they're cousins, that Dee Dee sent things to her children. No, of course they were talking. Do I think that Christy could have been involved in this? I don't know. I have no idea.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, I don't know about that. I really don't. I'm not going to talk about my opinion on that right now. Yeah, I'm sorry. No problem.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. Yep. Alrighty. Oh my goodness. We're at 750 people in here right now, guys, and we have 77.2 thousand likes. Please keep tapping and sharing. And over here on YouTube, we're sitting at 314, and it's in the middle of the night, guys. I mean, I'm just blown away right now.
Also, speaking of YouTube, please go give me a subscribe.
Fantastic. Yes.
TM on YouTube.
Yes, please. Please do that.
Ryan Lee TM on YouTube.
Absolutely. 100%. Hi, guys. Welcome to the panel.
Oh, thank you. My question would be, well, not a question, more of a statement. You did a fantastic job on Ivory's life tonight. I just got to give you a huge kudos there. You did a fantastic job.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I am not Ryan the ex. I am Ryan, the one who got screwed up with Christy Blanchard. I am not. As Christy would call me, I'm the good Ryan.
Did she really?
Yes, when they referred to me in the house, they referred to me as the good Ryan.
Do you have that in a text message anywhere?
I wish I did. It was on a phone call because
God
they would
damn.
get the two Ryans and they would say, "Oh, we just
yes, Rod really came on."
Yeah. Yeah, I wish trust me, I was looking for that text. I was like, oh man,
yeah, it's really funny. It's the same. It's just like I can't find the one where Pink Cat Sarah said she canceled work all day so she could come on that dumb fuck live that she fucked up. Funny that I can't find that one either. You know.
I am Ryan Lee. My YouTube name is Ryan Lee TM.
Right.
I put it in our YouTube.
Hi, Roxana. What was your question? Or did you have another statement?
My question for you is, are you intending on actually talking to Rod again, or is that kind of a dead end?
I offered the olive branch. It is up to Rod whether he chooses to take it. I told him that Christy has my phone number. He knows my phone number. Mike Stanfield knows my phone number. So if Rod would like to get in contact with me, I offered to do a sit down with him. I stand behind my word. I believe that Rod should know the truth just like everybody else, and I'm willing to sit down and talk with him.
All right, that's what I wanted to know. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
you. Uh-huh. Hi, T.
Hi, my name's Bree.
Hi, Bree.
just want to say that I appreciate you coming out with all this stuff because I was just like wanting, as in like there were so many unanswered questions that I had throughout the case and dealing with it, and I just like have answered what I needed to answer.
Yeah.
Like I still have one question about it, and that's the whole when the final text message was sent, and it was sent on the 10th, but yet they claim that she passed on the 9th. That has always been like, what do you do with that?
There's a lot of things that go into that as to whether or not it was the 9th or the 10th. Was Nick there? Was he not there? There's a whole thing there. And at this time, I cannot state what it is. I do believe that Nick was in town in time. That is all I can tell you. But I don't know whether or in time for the story we've been told. I don't know whether or not he was in town for what I believe actually happened. I think that went down 2 days beforehand, and I think that's why the massive text to him was, "You've got to get here right now. You've got to get here right now. You've got to get here right now," because it was 2 full days moved up.
But my heart goes out to him and his family because they were dragged into something that basically they should never be dragged into.
Well, and his parents begged him to let them drive him there and pick her up instead of him taking the bus, and he insisted that he had to do this himself. Ryan, did you have anything to add to that?
Oh, no, I was sitting there thinking that the whole reason she was adamant she wanted that on June 9th. She was adamant she wanted that on June 9th. And I think, honestly, I think you just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah. And you know, I think that we've been looking at this. There is some sort of significance, not just with June 9th, but with June 15th. I don't know what the significance is yet. Nellie's been trying to help me figure it out. Mac and I have been looking at it. Ryan and I have been looking at it because something is wrong. The 14th, it's not just the 9th, it's the 9th and the 14th, because all the events happen on the 9th and the 14th. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I would 100% agree with you. 100% agree with you. There's so many parallels with those days.
Yeah, there is. There's something that's going on there. And like I said, I'm wondering how early did she have these homicidal tendencies? It is something that could correlate with the chromosome disorder, with the behavioral issues that go along with that. There is ADHD, there's autism, there can be schizophrenia, there can be severe delays. And I'm just wondering if at some point in time this became very clear to Dee Dee, and that's why she was moving away. Hey, Ryan, what's your question?
I got a really fucked up question. Nobody has ever brought this up before. I would love to hear everybody's view. So,
no, it wasn't. The 14th was not the day of her grandma's funeral, guys. Okay, keep going.
Okay, so Gypsy put out there that Dee Dee was poisoning her stepmother, correct? The stepmother got better when they moved away, correct?
Are you gonna literally take my freaking thought process right now? Go ahead.
When Dee Dee and Gypsy moved away and the stepmother got better, you know, Dee Dee's not the only one who moved away.
And okay, so so Nellie, listen, I have some information about this. Nellie and I have been talking about it, and I asked her if she knew who the Colley family was. And she said, well, you need to give me some more details. And I said, okay, so it's Mike Colley. And she said, wait. She goes, there is an official that's been here. He's pretty popular. His name's Mike Colley. And then she messaged me again, and she said, is the wife's name Rachel? And I said, yes, it is. And she said, okay, then Rachel's last name is Petrie. She's originally a Petrie. So again, a family that is connected to the family. When she moved out of Laura's house, they immediately moved in with the Colley family. The Colley family, through Christy, connected me to them, and they told the exact same story, which makes me wonder why. I understand maybe the Petrie family absolutely not doing anything, because Laura May was okay. They didn't want to hurt Gypsy, but I still feel that the family should have been concerned and known if she's trying to unalive her mom, and then she tries to unalive Laura. What made them think for any reason that she has to be left in her care? But if you think about this, the Kali family is also the family who 2 years later helped them get a habitat house. And I'm not sure if I would do that if I was a person who was claiming that Gypsy and Dee Dee were there with them and Dee Dee was actually poisoning the mother. I would think that there would be no reason I would not press charges, and especially for the child, because the child should be taken away. The only thought process that I can have on it is it wasn't Dee Dee. And the family is covering.
For those of you in the chat that are saying, oh my God, she was only 6. Oh my God, she was only this, she was only that. I want to refer you to the case of Mary Bell.
Thank you.
And Mary Bell was a 10-year-old child who literally savagely murdered 2 children by the age of 10 years old.
Yep. You also need to look at the case of oh God, what is it? It's Bulger. It's 2 kids that did it, and we're not even allowed to mention their names without getting in trouble. Serious to God.
Right.
Okay, and Mac.
Girl,
yep. Go ahead.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 girls that they were kind of dating, and
No. This is a London. I think it's an international case, and it was 2 boys.
Oh, 2 boys.
2 boys. Yes, it was 2 boys.
2 girls.
Yeah, no, this is a 2 boys case. We're not even allowed to mention their names without them freaking out. It's been scrubbed from the internet. Like, it's crazy. But Mac and I were talking about this and thinking about it. And okay, so you guys know I've been going to school for forensic psychology. So these types of tendencies, if they are present in children, they do start to manifest around the ages of 8 to 10. And beyond that, I'm thinking about, so we have it admitting that there was a motorcycle accident at this point. James Bulger, thank you, I was right. There is a motorcycle accident that supposedly happens between the ages of 7 and 8. Now we've heard that it was like she was on it, but I have heard confirmation that it was actually in the driveway. Dee Dee was not there at the time. She fell over. She hit her head. Now, do you understand that most serial killers, I'm talking like 90% of serial unalivers, all have found that they have had frontal lobe damage before the age of 21. Dahmer, when he was 5, had a surgery done that was required to be put him under anesthesia and things, and they believe that was what caused him to begin to change. Was that so? It is very 100% possible that children can be homicidal, that children can act on those things, and perhaps they were trying to cover this up for years because they all knew exactly what she was. Why was she not going to school? Why was she not interacting with other children? And other people have come forward to talk about situations where a young little girl asked her if how she could flip her voice, and she told that little girl, if you say that again, I'm going to push your eye sockets in the back of your head. And that little girl was 8 years old and was petrified and left that freaking event. Gypsy is not somebody that she's not a normal person. She's not normal. So I beg to differ with you all on that. Thank you for backing me up on that one, Ryan. Yeah. No problem. Have a good one. I'll bring up something else. Thank you. No problem. Holy crap. We could just keep going and going and going for the rest of the night, I think. Goodness gracious. Okay. Crime Talk and Tea. I'm not going to let you back up right now because I'm trying to give people that have not been up here yet. Okay. So maybe if we get back around to you. Alrighty. Hi, guys. Welcome to the panel.
Hi. Hello.
Hold on.
When you were talking about,
Go ahead, Mama.
sorry.
You have the floor.
When you were talking about what the significance of June 14th was, do you know when Dee and Rod split? Like the official date that they split up?
When you think about it, he says that she was 3 months old when he did it the second time. So that would be wrong. But maybe the first time it could have been because what's Rod's fucking birthday? I don't even know. I can't remember.
Gypsy's birthday's in July, and he says in the interview shortly before Gypsy was born
That he left.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I never thought about that. I will look into that. Thank you for bringing that up.
Also, do you know when him and Christy got married?
I have the date, but I don't know it off the top of my head.
Okay.
I have it written down
was just
somewhere.
saying, maybe
Yeah.
Maybe it was when he first broke up with her mom.
Okay, that's a good. Yeah, that would make sense. I'll look into that. His birthday is July 27th. Okay, so it's not that. So yeah, no, I'm thinking you're right on that. I'll start looking into those things. We're just trying to figure out what it is because there's got to be a significance there.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
She did the 14th when she shot her mom with the baby gun, and then she goes out on Facebook.
Didi was in this 70 years old road because as a Polish person from Europe, for me it's grooming. Like she was 24 and he was 17.
Absolutely, 100%.
I wouldn't have did it, but that's me.
I mean, unless you're a really sexually active teenager.
Right. Well, he was
15 and my dad was 20, so I mean,
yeah. And see, and you know what I think is that we don't look at it that way because it's a woman with a younger man instead of a man with a younger woman.
Well, that's okay. You want to know a little conversation I had? I remember talking to Christy and I said, I think it's very funny that, Rod was, 17 years old and Dee Dee's 24 and he didn't even bother to question whether or not the baby was his. And that, he got put on the hook so early. And I know that he went, and before y'all interrupt me and said, oh, she looks just like fancy. Yada, 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 and that's fine. That's dandy. That's not my point. I made the point that they should do a DNA test just to be sure. And Christy said that she would probably do that behind Rod's back.
Well, what would be the point? We know that all 4 of his children have the chromosome disorder. So who the fuck else could be the dad?
I think it's funny that apparently she had some thought about it too.
But that just makes Dee Dee look bad again, is what she's doing there.
One more thing. Did you ever get the video of I sent you an email, but it didn't let me send the link because it was too big.
Oh, is that you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to check, but if you send it in the email, I'll message you back.
Well, I tried to send it and it won't convert that big of a file.
Okay.
It's like a 10-minute video.
I might be able to give you a folder to drop it into. I'll see what I can do. Okay. Thank you, dear. Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.
All right.
Me too.
Okay.
Just wondering that she was taking a lot of medicine since, I don't know, since 6 years old. And
no.
Why this medicine didn't case anything on her health right now?
It has.
Health, right?
It has. She's lying about her health right now. She's lying about her health right now and has been doing so for a very long time. She will not accept it.
I know that there's Gypsy and Dylan and Nicolette.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, and Mia.
Was there not a set of twins?
No, that's been something that's been going around into from everybody that I've talked to, the family, the sources and Sue's and everybody, they believe that's true. But I mean, if Rod was spilling his seed in 2 women at one time at 17, what means he wasn't spilling his seed in 50 others.
I mean, I just think it's weird that they're saying that there's a set of twins out there that, nobody knows.
Nobody ever has known about them. Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
Because originally people were saying Nicolette wasn't his either.
Right.
And
she is. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, did you have any other questions, hon? The young lady who was speaking? I can't see. It just has a dot next to your name.
My name is Veronica.
Oh, I don't even know what you just said because you have the accent, but it sounded beautiful. You're right, Natasha. You are right. You are the one who found Nicolette. And at the time, I kind of thought you were crazy because Christy was denying it. And then I held her to the mat and she finally admitted it. So yeah, you are the one that found Nicolette. And good job. Good job, dude, because I didn't find that one. Okay, but I'm going to drop you down, sweetheart, so Fats Domino can speak, okay? Thank you.
Have you seen this interrogation of Gypsy Rose? Because I just watched it a little bit,
and she was lying from the beginning.
Ma'am, I'm the one who released it first. I was the first person to put out her entirety of her interrogation video, and it is why I flipped the lid on them. So yeah, I've seen it. It's on our YouTube channel. The only one that has it, the only one who has it, or the only other person who's put it out like me like that originally was Crime for Dummies, and they have an additional like 10 minutes clip that I do not have. But yeah, I've seen it all, and I was the first person to put it out. That's why they hate me, because I put that video out and it changed everything. So thank you so much. Hey, Fats Domino. Fats, do you have anything to say? Yeah. Natasha, I mean, you're welcome to come up if you want to hit the box. I don't have a problem with it. Misty, hi. Let's see here. Natasha P. Good God, there's 14 requests. My God.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. It's very nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you as well.
I love what you're doing. I've been following the case for a
We're on
long
TikTok.
while now.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question about when Gypsy was arrested. She has bruises across her knuckles, right?
Yes, girl.
Yes.
Yes. So I feel like she was already had been abusing Dee Dee for some time. Here recently, there has been something that came to light. I don't know if you're familiar.
Well, okay. Well, before we go on to the next thing, let's address the knuckles real quick. I know Ryan has put out videos about the knuckles. I have put out videos about the knuckles. CJ's put out videos about the knuckles, but I want to ask you a question. The reason that they're saying that the knuckles were bruised, this is the explanation that they are giving right now, is that she was forced to clean up the blood so heavily, and she scrubbed so hard that she bruised her knuckles, which I would like to know, then were you going like this? Because it's on both knuckles.
Absolutely ridiculous. There's absolutely no way. That came from on a force. Like,
Where the bruising is in between the first and the second knuckle.
Hold on, Misty. I'm sorry, Ryan was speaking and explaining so where the bruising is, so people don't know.
The bruising is between the first and the second knuckle, and more bruising on the first knuckle. That is from when you punch somebody. Exactly. Anybody who's punched somebody
yeah,
knows exactly how you get bruised. You get bruised heavily on the first knuckle into the second knuckle, and that is very obviously a punch bruise.
100%.
Right hand. Most people, even if you are left-handed, I am left-handed, but I punch with my right. Most people punch with their right hand. The heavier bruise is on the right hand. That is a punch bruise. Yes, ma'am. That's why I was saying, like we had the nurse on the panel that confirmed that her nose was broken.
Correct.
yeah, and that's what I was about to bring up. Those pictures, and then here recently, and it come out that she had been in a physical altercation with Chrissy, and I know it's speculation at this point, but it's highly concerning because apparently there were kids involved. I don't know if anybody follows the crystal ball. I'm not sure if I can say it. Video last night. He apparently is in contact with some of the family and was on the inside of the case. Let me see if I can go to YouTube. So,
What did she say? I'm sorry, I missed the last part, that she's going to YouTube for what?
I am not sure.
Okay, well, I'm going to bring somebody else up while she's doing that. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to bring others up while she's doing that, so we don't pause our live, don't lose the live going here. Okay, so if I go to the bottom of the list, is that the first people who asked to join, or is it the top of the list? You don't know. Oh, you're talking about Without a Crystal Ball?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's the name of the channel that I was watching last night. And apparently she has insider info.
She's a bitch, and she's ridiculous, and she lies all the time. I'm sorry. I already called her out today. KJ is, yes, she has information. Yes, you can believe that the things that she actually shows proof of that she is correct. But if she does not show proof, you cannot believe anything that KJ says. I already put a video out about this because she rage ran from me while I was on Hello Starlight. She is the first person that put out my mugshot. She was the first person to call me a felon, all because I did an interview with her and it went viral because she said that her autistic son could absolutely be manipulated into unaliving anyone at any time just because he's autistic. The autistic community went insane with that. It went viral, and that woman has hated me ever since. And I've tried to help her since she came out. And so she basically burned me the other night because I said that she was defaming Dee Dee with hearsay, and she got real pissed and she stepped down, and then she went to TikTok to go ahead and make a video joking about me. And in fact, she streamed Rod's live with me just recently, and according to sources, while she was streaming the live, she was making fun of me and joking, and she says that I don't have all the things that I have. So no, baby, no. Yeah, I'm sorry. She's an asshole.
You said some information is accurate, but some is, unless she shows proof, it's completely inaccurate. Okay.
Yeah, you can't believe it. You can't believe it. Yeah.
One video last night,
Mm-hmm.
and it was about the recent events, about the fights that had broken
Mm-hmm.
out,
Mm-hmm.
and what the family had said
Mm-hmm.
about Gypsy and them being afraid of her.
Yes. I believe some of that. Yes, I do believe some of that because I'm hearing it from other sources, but I cannot confirm exactly that she is telling the truth on that. I don't have confirmation of any of that.
That was the only video I've seen by her though. So
Okay.
I wanted to make sure I mentioned the channel because I don't know for a fact. But it was a 30-minute video that I watched last night.
Right. So you just have
the one you're speaking about, Misty. I saw that one. I think there was some truths in there, but I can't decipher what is and what isn't. But I think there is some truths in what she says. But she's so bitter right now. I don't know what to believe.
Hey, just one second, guys. For those of you that are in the chat, I understand that you're trying to identify who Katie Joy is, but please let's not give information as to who these people's channels are so that they can go watch misinformation. I would really like you not to do that. Thank you.
I didn't even know her name.
Yeah, it's okay. I know you didn't. No, I'm talking about people in the chat. It's not you, sweetheart. Yeah.
So I watched just from the interviews alone, since the beginning of hearing about Gypsy's case, and whenever I first started watching documentaries, once I started seeing the interviews, I realized she was lying constantly, and I couldn't trust her.
Absolutely.
Everything that comes out of her mouth is vindictive, and it's been manipulative.
Right. Well, here's somebody that has reported on Without a Crystal Ball for a very long time. It's called Without a Crystal Ball versus Without a Crystal Ball. And what she said is absolutely 100% about KJ. Here it is. The thing is, Katie Joy knew the ins and outs of the case, but only chose to expose them because she got blocked by Gypsy. True story. She said she came out with a very emotional, shitty video set talking about what caused her to do this, and that was it. She got blocked by Gypsy because she supposedly called her out for something. She wasn't mad at Christy. She wasn't mad at Mia. She wasn't mad at Rod. She and Gypsy had a falling out, and then she turned on Gypsy, and Christy then came at her, and she went at Christy. So she's very emotional right now. She's emotionally charged. I've been in that space before. So right now she's flailing and angry and hurt and all the things, but yes, she 100% knew all of this. She's always known all of this, and she supported it until the narrative could no longer be supported by her. And she's been forced to flip now because it's just not a good look right now. Yeah.
Well, I'm very happy to hear that the charges that they tried to put against you were overturned. I'm very
Thank
happy
you.
to hear that.
Yep. Okay, sweetheart, I'm gonna drop you down. We have spoken with the arresting officers. They have been on our panel before, but sadly that live was lost. Interesting, isn't it, Ryan, that was the same live that the first responders came on, that we lost that live somehow. I think they mass reported it, and I think it got taken down afterwards, and you and I both missed the notification. That's what I think
that's
happened.
the only thing that I can think
That's
of,
the
to be
only thing
honest.
that I can think of. Otherwise, there's no reason. Oh, I brought glitter up again.
Okay, so Dee Dee's cousin Bobby will go wherever the wind takes him.
Well, he'll go wherever the money takes him.
Exactly.
Yep. Yep. And I had a lot of respect for Bobby until I saw Lifetime Confessions. When I saw Lifetime Confessions, I 100% knew that he was lying. Ariel, can you please mute, baby, because I can hear you back there. I knew that he was lying during Prison Confessions because he went on there and he said he could not believe that that Dee Dee had done this. I can't remember what it was he said. It was one specific thing that he said, and he acted like he'd never heard that before. Except that when I sat in his fucking living room, he told me that he'd heard that before. And I went, oh my God. And the whole reaction was like, oh, I can't believe that Dee Dee did that. Oh my God, I'm just learning this now. Yeah, Bobby, fuck you. You already knew. I know you knew. So there's that. So, hey, Jerry, what's up with you?
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Awesome. So I've been following the story for a long, long time.
Sure.
Of course. And of course I only know what I see on TV from the media and of course from the act, which I know the act wasn't, totally follow, a full true.
The act isn't truthful at all. I wouldn't take anything from the act as truthful unless you vet it with all the other evidence. Yeah.
Absolutely. So,
right.
So what I'm getting out of listening to all you guys, I'm just trying to figure out, did it start with Dee Dee abusing Gypsy, or the narrative you were talking about where they're thinking that she was a little bit crazy and they wanted to hide her from everybody?
I don't believe that Dee Dee at any time ever physically abused her or medically abused her. Now, I guess if you want to get technical about it, some level of emotional abuse has to happen in kind of a con grifter situation. But within the dynamics of that family, it's the way the family lives, it's the way they raise their children. So to call it abuse now is really freaking funny coming from Rod, considering that the rest of the family is like this. His family, their family. So you're going to sit here and blame it on abuse when you know it was never fucking about abuse. It's not abuse for her to play a con. She was playing a part. She was getting money. She was getting perks for it. I'm sorry, Rod. Yes, in technicality, yeah, that's an abusive thing to do to a kid, to teach him to be a grifter, but it does not by any means mean that she wasn't in on it. She didn't know it was happening. She couldn't leave, and it no way excuses Schmurder at all, ever, 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 ever. Sorry.
And just like you said, she could have got up at any time and walked out.
And she did. And she did many times. There's reports from all over that she had. She could leave the house anytime she wanted.
Rod started 7 years ago.
What'd you say, Ryan?
Did you read the petition that Rod started 7 years ago? He tells a different story.
Did I read it? I actually sent it to In Touch magazine and got them to write an article on it so that it would be put out there. Of course I read it. Yeah, it's a totally different story.
So to sum it up, so in my head, from what I see and what I hear, of course, from the beginning, she fell off the bike. She supposedly hurt herself. Dee Dee threw her in a wheelchair. Was abused, had surgery she should have never had. And then that led to basically the murder.
Schmurder. You have to say Schmurder over here or unalive. But yeah, okay, go ahead.
Sorry about that.
We'll get banned. We'll get banned. I don't want to get bananaed.
Yeah, absolutely. So what happened? Like it just came down to Dee Dee decided she's a danger to society. Let's keep her inside. The whole family knew.
I mean, I can't speak to what Dee Dee knew or didn't know because Dee Dee is not, no, she did not have chemotherapy at any time that we can find. I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know how it all manifested and came to. Could it be that Dee Dee originally was trying to keep her man? Yeah. Could it be something that got out of control? Could it be a doctor that put in her head? I believe that there was a doctor that's been helping her the entire time fleece everybody for this. Could she have, I do believe she knew from the very beginning. I do think that Gypsy had problems. I think she saw those problems manifesting. And I think that's one of the reasons why she was running. I do believe that the family has confirmed that to me in some ways, but I can't speak to what Dee Dee was thinking or what her motivation was in the beginning. No, but at no time do I ever believe that Dee Dee was medically child abused abusing her child. And I believe that she loved that girl more than anything else. She was her life. She did everything for her. She lived vicariously through her. And at no time do I believe that she was abusing her child to the point that anybody could consider that it was like, awful and horrible, and she didn't love her child like they've all tried to make her into. She's not the monster that people have made her, and it's really fucking sick because her daughter said to me in a letter one time, please don't make my mom a monster. She was my mother and I loved her. Well, you've done a very damn good job of doing it yourself, sweetheart. Thank you. I didn't have to.
I think I've heard her say that on an interview before too, about not calling her mom a monster.
No, I don't believe there is any truth to the grandfather essay story either. I'm sorry, I don't.
I wanted to ask that too.
Nope.
It's extremely frustrating to hear how vilified Dee Dee is after death, because she absolutely cannot defend herself in any way, shape, or form, and we are going off the word of a person who has admittedly lied, no matter what. And for those of you who are familiar with my story, I was lucky enough to catch my Gypsy 2.0 and put her in my pinned videos as a person who says that they lie and they will lie to do no matter what to make sure that their parent looks awful no matter what. You guys do not understand that just because she was younger or whatever, these children, they have an agenda, and they will make anyone and everyone look awful.
Right. I had a child like this as well, and we went through extensive counseling, extensive help. We put her in things to help her have outlets to get her anger out. We went through a lot with that child to make sure that she did not end up like Gypsy. And what I think really happened, and what is the catalyst for all of this, is that Dee Dee indulged her entire life. She never held her accountable for any of the things. She covered up for all the different criminal acts that were that she had done in Springfield, including and up to the BB incident. She covered for when Gypsy stole out of her safe. And so I truly believe that that is what we are looking at today. It is a child that probably was predisposed to have these type of developmental and behavioral issues, and
Right.
Dee Dee's indulgence and I think Dee Dee wanted to give her the most epic life, and I think she really did believe her child would probably die young, because I think doctors probably back then said that. And with the chromosome disorder and the severity that she is at, she's what we call a moderate level. She's not in the severe, she's also not in the mild. So the average life expectancy of somebody that has a moderate level of this chromosome disorder is only 50 to 60 years old.
Wow.
So she could still die young. And she's in denial. And the more that she's in denial about the actual medical problems that she has, the worse her medical conditions are going to get.
That's sad.
It's very sad. And they are Christy Blanchard is, I don't think that Rod is allowing her to be delusional. I think he is delusional, but Christy Blanchard is allowing her to be delusional. And the reason why I believe that she unalived her mother is that she said it. My mom never was going to let me lead a normal life. Never. My mom said I could never fall in love. My mom said I could never have children. That's because it wasn't recommended by doctors.
Wow. Well, I can't stand Christy from what I see from her.
Well, nobody else can either, from what I'm beginning to learn.
Ryan does a live too. I've been on Ryan's live once or twice.
She does.
She's the blonde, and I think she has issues with her daughter too. Hi, Ryan. Hey. So my other question. I kind of jumped in the middle. So you guys really believe that Nick didn't do it? That maybe she did it before Nick got there?
I believe that there's reasonable doubt, and the crime scene does not match the evidence nor the stories that we've been told. I can't begin to go past that. The rest of it is theories and ideas based on the limited evidence that we have. We're really waiting for that autopsy report to confirm, but I do have I'm going to ask a criminologist and a death investigator that I know to really take a look at these crime scene photos for me and tell me what their opinions are. But as soon as we have that tox screen and the autopsy, we'll have more answers to that. But yes, there is absolute reasonable doubt all over this.
Well, that's very sad, whoever leaked those photos, because that's just sad.
No, the photos were not leaked. The photos the photos were obtained through a FOIA request, a Freedom of Information Act. They are public record. They have been out for years. Since the first day that the crime happened, and we got all that information. It's been out there for years. What happened was on her birthday, I have a link to my drive for my Patreon members to see the crime scene photos, and I also put it out publicly on the Patreon so that people could actually see them, because everybody has been talking about them. And they took my link, my drive, and somebody, and I'm not sure. I know Mac. I think Mac knows. Maybe Ryan knows too, of who released it first. But they put my drive out on her birthday on purpose.
Wow.
I didn't do that.
Yeah, they said happy birthday, Gypsy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you talk to Ryan, her ex?
I have not, but I do know people that do. But I'm going to let someone else ask some questions, okay? Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
No problem. Good night.
Bye.
Hi, guys. One of you can unmute and talk. Hey, Skater.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
I am so sorry what happened to you. You didn't deserve all that bullshit.
Thank you.
And I appreciate everything that's coming out to light. I have a question for you. What gives her the right to steal other survivors' stories than using her own story and putting them in silence?
Someone else want to take that one? I don't want to answer that one.
I don't know what gives her the right to kill her mother.
I mean, I don't know what gives her a right to do anything.
She has always been above the law. The law has never pertained to her. Consequence has never pertained to her. And as long as everybody keeps allowing her to spin this narrative, she's going to continue to rob the voices of everyone and everything about her. First, she stole her mother's voice. Now she steals other victims' voices. And it's always been look at me, look at me. And as long as we give her a platform, as long as she has 10 million followers on platforms, and as long as people continue to believe this narrative that we've all been said, then she will continue to have that superiority of thinking to where she can do anything she wants without any type of consequence.
I just think it wasn't right for her to steal Munchausen by proxy victim story and silencing her, bullying her.
Oh, the same MVP survivor that is now over there kissing Gypsy's ass, you mean?
Yeah.
The one that claimed that she was stealing stories and now is calling us all bullies for backing her on that. Yeah, no, Kate's just as much of a scammer as anyone else. I'm sorry. And by the way, if you look at the actual pictures of her foot where she claims it was just a little skin rash, no, ma'am, it was not an actual just little skin rash. I believe based on that and the people that put it out, I think that it was MRSA. And there is absolute reason why her leg could have been amputated. And I think it's why nobody will take her story. I think it's why Feldman won't give her any intention. And I think it's why she says that, oh, my mom has to sign off on me doing the story. That's why no one will take it. No, it's because your records and the things that you have been trying to say was Munchausen by proxy is not. And by the way, did you know that before all of this broke, her whole platform was actually about domestic violence, no mention of Munchausen by proxy.
Yeah, I didn't know that about her, but like from Nina's videos and all that stuff, and I felt
well, Nina doesn't support her anymore either. If you know anything about Nina, she came out with a huge, like a 3-hour live on Sir Morbid where she freaked out and screamed about it. So she doesn't support her either. Yeah, no.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, do I think she stole stories? Yes. Do I think she stole people's stories from prison? Yes. But did she steal Kate's stories? I don't fucking know. Kate's a liar too.
Both of them are both.
Thank you. Yep. Yep.
One thing that people like Gypsy do, and again to go back to my story, is they will absorb a story and they will one up it.
Yep.
So whatever story they hear, they will say it happened to them, but then they will add an added. But then, like for instance, I have to show an instance here. After my daughter was removed for a restraining order but jail, a story came out where a girl had reached out to her and told her this story and said that she had found her mother unalived after 3 days to herself. And my daughter came out and said that she also found her mother unalived, but it was 5 days later, and my daughter hadn't seen her mother in
I don't know, 5 years. They will take a story, they will adapt the story, and then they will make it even better, and even just because they have to have that significant value of, okay, yeah, but I have it the worst.
Exactly.
Like Katie Joy even admitted in Ivory's stream that she stole stories from other victims.
Right. Right. Okay, Skater, thank you so much. I'm going to drop you down. Ariel, if you'd like to unmute and ask a question, you're welcome to now.
Hey, so it's true that she never had like therapy or like a jail or therapy counseling or anything?
To my understanding, based on the sources and my involvement with her at the time and the other sources that were involved with her afterwards, no, she did not want she did not want it. She did not get it. She chose not to have it. She willfully chose not to have it. She turned down me, who offered to send in a private therapist. She turned down Dr. Phil, because Dr. Phil and I both
level was too high to receive it.
right, and then Rachel has come out and explained that. That's Rachel is her best friend. Rachel's been talking again lately and sharing her story, and I'm very proud of her. But she explained that she even got help because she had a fear of mustard. If Gypsy did not get help in prison, she didn't want it. The Greene County jailer said no, at no time during the period that she was in Greene County that they ever take her there. She never requested. Gypsy doesn't want to get better, and a therapist won't help. We see on Lifetime Confessions that she lied to the man that was hired to talk to her then, and he was originally the psychoanalyst that Mike Stanfield was going to have testify on her behalf and call as an expert in her trial. They didn't need him, so he didn't talk to her. But when he did, she immediately lied to him and said that Nick was her only and one and only sexual relationship prior to her husband, and that is absolutely 100% untrue. I don't know why Melissa Moore allowed that to be put in there, when in the book that Melissa Moore also helped produce, it 100% talks about Dan, and we know that Dan testified at her at Nick's appeal hearing. So what the fuck are we even talking about anymore? You know, seriously.
And I just have to say one more thing. Like, you know, Dee Dee was older than Rod.
No, it was not presented at the trial, guys. Sorry, go ahead.
She was older. Dee Dee was older than Rod.
Yes.
And the mother's like a manipulator too. So like, is that even his child?
Yes, it's his child. It is his child. I'm so tired of covering this. Yes, it's his child. It's his child.
And that live today, it didn't seem like he really cared.
Nope. He showed exactly who he was tonight, I thought. So
I would think the one thing you want to do is get your child some counseling or something, especially, you know,
you would think.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody is a little.
Yeah, you would think. All right, Ariel, thank you for your thoughts. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ariel.
Oh, Lord. Okay, here we go. I'm trying to get to all of you guys. Currently, I have 9 in the box. I am going to take those 9 people, and then I'm sorry, I am tired and I need to go to bed, but we will be live probably off and on all day tomorrow, I'm assuming, because there's going to be a lot to talk about. I know I'm going to be on Starlight's live tomorrow at some point. So, hey, Vonnie, you're up.
Hey, guys. I listen to you guys all the time. So thanks for coming forward with all this information. But
you're welcome.
I just totally have so much to say, but like the whole case just really gets to me, just because of the fact of having an actual special needs child who could never walk, and to know that somebody like plays with that, knowing, this whole time that you can actually get up and walk. So I absolutely believe, like you're saying, Nancy, about, there might have been like some emotional abuse and, and whatnot. There may have been, but
for sure. Well, let me say that mother-daughter relationships, especially single mother-daughter relationships, I had my own with my mother, and I left the day that I graduated. The day after I graduated at 17 years old, I left home and I never returned until I was an adult, and be able to just come and see my mother. I would not live with her. but mother-daughter relationships, especially during the time period between the ages of 15 and 17, are highly, highly volatile. So for them to say that that's abusive, I'm sorry, it's just the fucking growing pains of a child usually. I'm sorry, I just believe that.
Oh, I agree. And I mean, and then just like, I mean, like to be honest, when it first happened, because I was working in like the juvenile, I was a specialist and I worked with juvenile offenders. So when all this happened, you know, it was a big to do thing because I live in Missouri. So I'm not like 2 hours from Springfield.
Right.
So when all this happened, you know, it was like a big to do thing. So I was like, oh, woe is me, oh, poor Gypsy, you know, kind of thing. And then when I actually watched, you know, the interrogation, totally flipped the script and like, you know, watched her sit there and like lie. And it was just kind of like, you know, how could you sit there like and know your mom is dead? So, you know, you had the opportunity to voice you were abused, but never once have you come out and said why you murdered your mother. You wanted your mother's murder because she was abusing you. That has never come out of her mouth. So that I don't see how Rod was like on the live, like, you know, totally in denial. He is definitely in denial. And I get it. It's your child. And
yep, he's in denial. No, 100% I agree with you. He's in denial.
You know, dealing with your children, you want to support them, but at the end of the day, you still have to be open-minded when it comes to your children. And you can't sit there and condone. And I think that's what's happening with her is nobody is holding her accountable for nothing that she does.
You know who held her accountable? You know who held her accountable? Her mother, and what happened to her mother.
Absolutely, that's what happened, you know. And it's I don't know, it just this whole thing just doesn't set right with me. And it's like, you know, when they talk about, you know, CPS was there, I knew when she sat there and from the jail and was like, I you know, they had me in another room and I heard the CPS worker tell my mom to shut the F up. I was a children's service worker, and never in a million years would you sit there and tell somebody that.
The report contradicts her whole story about that. So, I mean, there is a report. Do you not understand? There are reports. People actually, I don't know. People have proof and evidence. I don't know if you guys understand this or not, but the internet is forever. Like, the internet is forever. Just because you delete it does not mean it goes the fuck away. Just because you say it didn't happen that way doesn't mean it didn't happen that fucking way. You're a liar, you're a schmurderer, and you're a con artist. Get the fuck out of here. Be so for fucking real.
Right. And when she went on and did the interview, when she said, I forget what interview it was, and they asked her about that, and she said, well, they didn't ask me the right questions. There is no right questions. Abuse is abuse. That CPS worker.
She was over. First of all, listen. CPS left because you know why CPS left? Because they were because they were able to verify that she had an ID that proved she was over the age. So if that's the case, they gave her the opportunity to leave with her. They said, if you do not feel comfortable, you can leave with us right now. And she chose to stay. So I'm sorry, what the fuck? She had an opportunity right there. She said, no one would have ever believed me. Well, they would have believed you that day.
Yes. And my last point, and then I'll drop down.
No problem.
Point is, my other thing is when it comes to Nick, I struggle with that. So like right now in the field that I do, I work with individuals with disabilities just because my daughter had a disability. So that's the field that I work in.
Understood.
But my thing is I struggle with the fact that people get on the internet and they try Nick and they talk bad about what Nick did. That bothers me because if you look at you can't talk bad about Nick and put her on a pedestal because ultimately Nick saved her.
That's what I was going to say.
From her abuser. So how can you be mad at Nick and throw stones at him and he is such a bad person? Well, he saved her. Right.
Well, right, exactly. And he believed that. He said that at trial. And to me, that speaks volumes for her to then turn on him and say something along the lines of, he's on his journey and I'm on mine. And I wish him well. Wish him well on what, sweetheart? Where the fuck is he going? He's going to the yard? Is he going to be abused in the shower? I mean, what the fuck are you talking about when you say that? And for you to sit there on Dr. Phil and say, I hate him. I hate him. Are you fucking kidding me? What do you hate him for? For doing what you asked him to do?
Yes.
What you manipulated him to do for 3 freaking years?
Yes.
What a fucking bitch.
More responsibility and he could have called. Okay.
Yes, the baby voice is fake. Right.
I mean, come on now.
had to say she had no way out.
She had many ways of ways out, and she'd been out many times. So what the fuck?
Absolutely. Vile person. Absolutely. So that is my spiel on it. I just,
Thanks, funny.
But yep, thanks for letting on.
Thanks.
I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
funny.
Ryan, I messaged you something just in case for you to see it. Okay.
Awesome. Thanks.
Okay. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks, honey. What'd you say, Ryan?
Oh, I'm saying thanks.
Oh, okay.
On depending on whenever the hell you decide to get off here, I may continue the live. When I'm awake.
Well, then when I go to sleep and wake up, I'll join you again. I'm like telling you it. Well, come on, Ryan. You do 5 to 7 hour lives sometimes. We did a 6 hour one the other day. Dude, I went to bed and you supposedly did a whole nother hour. Hey, Wendy, how are you?
I had to get up in 2 hours.
Oh my God. Yeah, so did I. Hey, Wendy, how are you?
I watching you withdrawn earlier. I just have a question, which no one has seen to answer. Why was the law called to their home?
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to speak clearer. It's you're muffled. Do you have your hand over your microphone by accident? Go ahead.
Possibly. Why was the law called to their home? Why was the law called to their home?
Oh, recently? We still do not have confirmation as to exactly why that happened, but we have got confirmation that there were officers that were there. They were not called on a 911 call, and from what others are saying, it was because she was being served by her parole officers, and at the time, if they wanted to arrest her, they could have right then. So they needed to have an officer present. But supposedly she was called to court yesterday morning at 9 a.m. And instead of going to court, she began telling people she was miscarrying and she was in the hospital. So I don't know. I mean, the story is breaking pretty quickly and we have not got all the information yet. I can only relay to you what the rumors are at this time.
She looked pretty good in that video of Rob's, though. I mean, after all.
Yeah, but people are alleging that is pre-recorded. So if it was pre-recorded, that makes more sense to me than her laying in bed at 3:00 in the afternoon with all that shit around her when we know that something happened, because they wouldn't have come online and done all this damage control if nothing happened. 19 minutes, was it, Ryan? 19 minutes from the time that Ivory announced it to Christy saying, no, everything's fine.
Okay, so give me 1 second because this dude's getting on my nerves. So there's a person who's come in here under 3 to 4 different names because they keep getting muted for asking the same mundane question. It's very, very simple why I'm sitting here in this box, and it is very, very simple why I am here. We have realized exactly what was being done and what narratives were being fed to each of us.
Yep.
And whereas we had issues, we have put them behind us for the greater good. If you cannot accept that adult mentality, this is not the life for you. I do not owe you an answer for advancing that I choose to do as an adult woman.
Neither do I.
Like the fact of me being here, if you do not agree with the fact of me being here, you do not need to partake in this life because I'm not leaving. So if you got a problem, you can take your ass on the damn door. I don't know you day and day.
And we've already addressed this. Has already been asked and answered over and over again.
Yeah, you will be allowed to disrespect anybody on the panel.
Thank you, Mac. Hey, Wendy, did you have a question now, sweetheart? I'm sorry.
That's okay. That was all I was curious.
Okay. Okay, fantastic.
I appreciate all the information you put out. I've been following you for a while now. It's just an honor to talk to you. I just love you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We love all our fans. We love all of our subscribers, and we all appreciate it. I know Ryan and Mac and I, we work really hard at this stuff, and it just irritates the ever-living crap out of me when people try to divide us even again right here, right now, when all we're trying to do is get the truth out. And you guys would rather come in here and talk about drama. But thank you, Wendy. I appreciate you completely.
Celeste or Crystal, whoever just said that, Crystal. No, people are for people who have followed Fancy and I, they are very well aware that I am not Ryan Anderson. They are very well aware that Fancy and I had a very public feud.
Yes.
We're here for a reason. And if you do not understand that reason, if you cannot comprehend that reason, then you are obviously not of high enough intelligence level to be here.
Well, you know what Christina used to chalk it up to, what guys? What Christina chalk it up to? Low intelligence, guys. There's no other explanation. Hey, Shauna, how are you today?
Oh, here. I just wanted to, first of all, thank you guys, all of you, for having me. There are a couple things that I wanted to say. First of all, let me begin by saying I definitely commend you and Ryan on rebuilding your relationship. I think it's great that you guys are working together, like you said, for the greater good. I followed both of you guys for a really long time. I follow a lot of people. The truth needs to be told, no matter who it comes from. The truth is the truth, and if it's not getting out there, then how is anybody supposed to know, right?
Exactly.
Gypsy considers herself a public figure, which is beyond my brain cells. I can't comprehend that because she's definitely not. I also wanted to say I feel like, honestly, on Ivory Rose's live with your conversation with Rod, you definitely held it to a standard, and
thank you.
I literally was amazed about the fact that one, right, I know there was a lot you wanted to say and get out there, but at the same time he was answering, and you gave him the space, but he kind of keeps and I kind of feel like he had somebody in his ear saying what he could and couldn't say, but he didn't.
He could have.
Like that, he didn't know.
He could have, but I definitely think it showed exactly that. And I think, I tried to be very respectful, but it's really funny because, I've always talked about the day you don't have stage fright when you're doing something is the day that you're not doing it right anymore. Right. And I always still have butterflies in my stomach when I come on lives or I do an interview or any of those things. And I felt that in that moment, but I'll tell you what, I think that was the calmest I've ever felt talking about this or to them at the time. And I felt like the only way that I would get what I needed from them at that point was for me to remain calm, remain respectful. I told Rod my issue has never been with Rod. It's always been with the things that his wife and his daughter are doing. So yeah, I feel like that's why I got the answers I was able to get, because I was still respectful to Rod. He's never said anything to me hateful. He's never posted about me hatefully. And the whole reason that I came there was because he had already stated that Fancy makes valid points.
Right, and I respect that, and I respect his response to you. I mean, yes, to an extent, I respect most of his responses, but it's really hard, honestly.
He was mad about that $10.
Right, he was, but
he was fucking
honestly,
mad about that.
You know how hard it is to hear that $10. But she said I paid it. She's got receipts for it. So regardless, he didn't. I think that he kind of, in a way, a lot of this is hitting him. Not he's not out on the water, not out.
Yes, it will be. It's already out there on YouTube.
And his family, so-called family, right? Like his wife and his daughter, they're keeping a lot of things from him. And
absolutely.
That's not right to him.
No, it was evident that they were keeping that from him, that there are things that he does not know. And the things that he could not recall are things that as a father, especially with the story they've told and everything, he should have absolutely 100% known that, well, her accident was then, this is da-da-da, da-da-da. But every time he said something and I called it as well, Rod, that can't be true because of A and B, he tried to skirt the issue and turn another way, so, and come at me and tell him that I wasn't giving him space to talk. No, if you guys know me and you're sitting here now, I'm long-winded. However, I did not do that at all with him. I was respectful. I apologized if he said I wasn't letting him get a word in edgewise. I apologized for talking over him at one point in time and told him there was a lag. I was very respectful because there was no point in going in there and beating up on him like that. That was not going to serve a purpose.
Right, and I'll be honest with you. I mean, you already had my respect before. I know you've been through the mill with everything with this family, but to be as calm as you were and not, I mean, you at one point you did kind of rapid fire him with questions, but you did allow him the opportunity to respond. Right. And with him, I felt like he was taken back by a lot of the things.
He was.
I feel like he was looking, and I'm just saying from my standpoint, right? And I'm only assuming if somebody's telling me this about my child or my spouse, I would be looking them dead in the eyes like, you lying son of a bitch. Why am I
just hearing this. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like that's how he was trying to. He was taking in one. I'll admit he was literally taking in everything that you were saying, and he was trying to respond to the best of his ability.
I think he was
everything or all of the facts, like
right. Well, and
that's just how I felt.
and he even said some of that, and I think that I made some valid points that really actually kind of went into his head. But I'm going to let someone else talk now too. Okay, but thank you so much. And do you have anything else you wanted to ask before you go?
Yeah, well, just a couple things. I know.
Sure,
like,
go ahead. You're okay then. Yeah.
You guys were asking about like 614. I think that was like the date of discovery in the post that Gypsy made, so maybe that's why she felt like it was appropriate to change the death date. You know what I'm saying? Like over to that day. I don't know because that's the day she was like making all them Facebook posts. The other thing I wanted.
The reason why it was 614 on the death certificate is you have to be pronounced by a coroner. She was pronounced by the coroner at 614.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know that.
Right. So that's what we're actually commenting about is that she made all of those posts on 614. Then she made and went in 2011 when the BB gun incident happened. She made a post on 2014 about the bullet being out. So what is it about June 14th? Because June 9th, we know what that is. But why June 14th is it that you make these Facebook posts? That's very interesting to me and Ryan.
I also wanted to, yeah, you're correct, because that's what I was wondering about myself. But I also wanted to let you guys know that you guys were correct when it comes to like head trauma. Like, not to bring my own family into this, but my oldest son is autistic. So I do know like the standards of like what that goes about. He's 28 now. He still lives at home. I mean, that's just the life that we live. My son, who is also 25, at 5 years old, he actually walked into my mom's back swing. We were out on the golf course visiting her on a family vacation, walked into her back swing and the front lobe of his. He got corrected. Basically got a goose egg skull. It created a lot of trauma. And from that point on, whether he was a teacher's pet or not, never mattered. But he did have a lot of rebellion, I will say that, and still does. He's 25 years old and we still get into like massive arguments, but I've never been held accountable for his own actions. Because no matter what, he needs to know he's not right in certain situations and he cannot behave the way he's behaving. And sometimes we've gone through like even when he was like 13 years old, that's the first time we had like a 5150 in most states is what they call it, where we just could not control him. He just, you know what I mean? You could tell him this guy was really weak until you found out it was blood red, you know what I mean?
Right.
Well, he just wasn't connecting.
Yeah, he wasn't. And Sean, I don't mean to cut you off, baby, but like I said, I'm really tired and I've got quite a few more people, but please come back so you can share more of this with me and we can talk about it further, okay?
Oh, I would be happy to. Again, thank you guys so much for having me.
No problem. Thanks, sweetheart. Okay, Smile, or one of you guys can Smile. You're next.
Hi. Thanks for having me back again. I had something else that I've been seeing a few videos. First off, I saw there's a dance video of Gypsy dancing with a bunch of other little girls.
That's when she was 4 or 5 years old. It was long before she ever had the accident. Yeah.
Yes. And she's like tantruming and she's laying on the ground, which obviously I know the age.
I don't. Okay, well, wait a minute. I want to stop you right there. I don't know that she's tantruming. If she has the muscle weakness that is indicated in her actual files, and it was indicated all the way back to 2000, and the whole reason they did the muscle biopsy was because she was experiencing problems with her legs and things like that. It wasn't just that she couldn't walk. That wasn't the original story. So I wonder if she was laying on that floor because she was actually in pain, and that would give you a lot of explanations to other things that happened based on the fact that she was in pain at the time. I've watched my daughter crawl upstairs when she was in pain like that from joint pain and stuff. She has a very similar disorder with her joints. So I don't think it necessarily indicates she was throwing a tantrum. It could also indicate that she was laying on the floor because she didn't feel good and she didn't want to participate. That's all. But keep going. I just wanted to clear that up for everybody. Yeah.
I was just kind of conjecturing whether it could be which thing it could be.
Yeah, it could be either.
In her partway in her interrogation, she talks about something about the cat and about her jealousy over the
cat. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And all of that, and that whole section. And then there was a video earlier, and I was like, oh my gosh, it kind of brought all of these things together. And it actually reminded me of somebody that I knew. And also I had this weird aha moment where I was kind of going, you know, everyone talks about the Munchausen by proxy, and then I kind of said it a little bit earlier in chat, if you people were kind of confused. Now, the difference of like Munchausen, where somebody sort of puts on an act where he says, no, Dee made me do it. I wonder if there were things she was doing to sort of make
well, it's okay. Well, it is notated in her file several times that Gypsy herself is malingering. And so one of those instances was, for instance, the salivary glands that were removed. She claims that they were removed. From what we can tell, I believe they were reduced, but even if they were removed, only 2 of them out of 6 were removed. But going back to that, if you, damn it, I just got lost in what I was talking about with the salivary glands. Just give me 1 second. Mac, catch me up. Where did I just stop off? What was I going for? Somebody tell me.
I'm so sorry. I just got back.
We're between the Munchausen.
No, it had to do with you asking. Oh, malingering. I'm sorry. Okay, so they did try Botox. They did all of these different things that she's denied that they did. But here's the thing: it is indicated that Gypsy was literally malingering and pooling blood, pooling saliva in her mouth to make it look like that. It was not Oragel, and a doctor would know it was an Oragel. So she was helping to perpetuate that according to the doctors.
The leg weakness and arm weakness, like it was not just one place. Like
right.
Did it with multiple limbs.
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. So, I mean, there's different things. Yeah. And I mean, there's an absolute case for Gypsy. I mean, we know that Gypsy participated in all of this, and that I'm sure that she helped further it along. Yes. What do you
I think
mean?
with the pregnancy now, it's kind of coming up again.
It is.
Oh, all of a sudden, she's having like, oh, somebody's holding me. Oh, now that I'm gonna have a miscarriage. So it just came to mind with all of these things all at once, and I just thought, oh my gosh, I have to say it because I want people to see like this is a long term through her life. And I think everyone's looking at Dee Dee because she said, well, no, Dee Dee will do that. Well, Dee Dee's not alive anymore. She's not making me do any of this. Like, it's all you now.
Exactly.
She's making me do it now.
Yeah, no one.
Nobody's making me do it now. So, anyway, that was my point. So, I'm good. I just, that was just something that came to my mind. And I was like, I had to say it.
I agree.
Get on your way up. Okay, sorry, I had to go grab chalky milk for the boy. Yeah, I mean, you made some great points, Smile, and I'd love to hear you talk more about it, and we definitely have discussed a lot of what you just asked about. If you go follow our YouTube channel and watch our other videos, I think you'll find some of the answers you're looking for there.
I'm sure we'll go back over it at any point in time.
Right. Okay. Yeah, well, thank you so much, sweetheart.
Thanks, girl.
Hey, Misty, you're up, baby.
Hey, girl. So she was just mentioning pregnancy, and that's actually what I wanted to ask about.
Sure.
Because I think noted multiple times that she's made claims that she's been pregnant in the past and then miscarried.
Correct.
Never got a number on how many times that she's made that claim. And right now, like, is she doing that again?
I mean, it's a very distinct possibility. I mean, that's what we've kind of talked about here tonight. Yeah.
Do you know how many times she's actually made that claim in the past?
I mean, I know of several times that she did, but I haven't counted, and I wouldn't know if she made it to other men or to anyone else, but it does seem to be a pattern, and it is something that she likes to use, and I think she gets a kick out of watching the reaction and how they fall apart when she tells them. I think it's very sick in her brain, and I'm sorry. I just think she gets something out of it. She gets something out of these men fawning over her. It is a fairy tale situation that she's looking for. When these men fail her in any way, shape, or form, like her mother supposedly did, then she is out for blood, and she will do anything she can to hurt them in any way, shape, or form. Or if she's using it, if she thinks it's going to manipulate them into doing something she wants or doesn't want, then she will do that as well. So she will do it just because it serves her purpose. So I don't know how many other times she's done it.
She described it as that way herself, as a very tough situation.
Yes.
And having a knife coming rescue her.
Right. Right. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, I'm not going to take any more questions from anybody down here. Leia, you are the last one, so make it good, girl. Sorry, Misty. Bye, honey. I dropped you down.
Okay. Hi. I just want to say first, I really enjoyed following you. Thank you for your content.
You're welcome.
I'm going to come from a different perspective. I might get some hate for this, but
it's okay.
I'm going to come as an advocate for DD.
Well, no, you're not coming with a different position. We are an advocate for DD.
What I mean is, my son was born with factor IX deficiency hemophilia.
Yes, ma'am.
So we had to go to Wake Forest University. 2 times a year, we had to sit with social workers that would take my son in a different room. They would do his blood work, and they were always doing welfare checks on him. Now, I don't know how this varies from state to state, but I know even in South Carolina, they would take my son in a separate room and check him and say, "Are you okay?" And that would be carried up. So I believe that
she's admitted
in me.
She
had everything that they said.
Absolutely.
He was sick, and I'll tell you something else. My son was the face of Victory Junction Game Camp and the Paul Newman Hole in the Wall camps for 6 years.
Right.
In order for your child to be a part of this, you've got to have documentation from 2 specialists.
Exactly.
In order to get these trips.
Right.
To be on the media, to be in the newspaper. So I take the position is, how in the world did she trick all of these people? Because I know for myself.
She didn't.
When I had to go through the media to have my son.
You said it right there, baby. She didn't.
What I'm trying to say is, like, it blows my mind. It blows my, and when you're a mother with a child like this, it makes you protected. But I'm going to tell you the one thing people don't know, and that is that your child will get spoiled.
Yep.
Because they get so much attention and they get so much praise.
And she eats it up, and she's addicted. She's addicted to it.
As a crutch,
yep.
They become narcissists.
Yep. She's addicted to attention.
Right. And so now I watched her, and it was so hard for me to uncondition my son. It was like, son, you got to go in the real world.
Right.
I might love you, but the world's not going to love you.
Exactly.
I have to do a different approach because I see how spoiled you become. But the biggest thing that I'm trying to make a point is I don't think Dee reeled it in. I think that she created a monster and she didn't realize. I think she did it out of love.
She did.
But I see that so many things I see about Dee, and I see that she was doing the best that she could. And I think that maybe, the money in the house has got to be, hey, let's do this together. We can have this. Because when you're poor, and I'm telling you, when you have a sick child, as a mother, I'm not saying I would scam someone, but you want to do anything to make them smile because they're not normal.
Right.
So I'm just saying, I think that's the thing I want to hear the most. And the other thing is that I have a child that also has autism. So one thing you said tonight I have a question about was about Nick's case. And that is, you said on the Mommy Dearest before they asked the jurors and most people had seen it. Is it possible for them to reevaluate that, to bring that up, that it could have been a tampered jury?
Well, yeah, they can, but I don't think anybody has, and that's one of the reasons why I'm hoping to contact his attorneys and assist them in any way I can, because I have proof that they did not have that letter from HBO. Nobody had that letter from HBO but me and HBO, and they don't know that. So correct. So that would possibly be grounds for him to get an appeal based off of that. But I don't know. It just depends. I mean, I'm not sure he's going to see fairness in this. It's very sad because I feel like the state of Missouri had no intention of ever giving him a fair trial.
Yeah, and I think for me, the perspective is I think everybody villainizes Dee Dee so much, but I think you did great with Rod tonight. You asked the hard questions. And as a parent, like I said, with a child that's sick, I cannot even comprehend. If he loved her and he wanted to be there, he would have fought hell and high water.
Absolutely.
To see her be a part. So there's something that's a disconnect there.
For sure.
And if you want to be there, I've never heard people really talk about Dee Dee, and as a mother, I have kind of went through it. You see what your child goes through when they're given the world. When they're sick, and it's like they get to a place where they think they do no wrong.
Right.
And
yeah,
Reel
exactly.
them back in, and if you don't reel them back in, you create a monster.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened here.
Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you, Leah. I thank you.
Love your network. Please keep on keeping on.
Thank you, sweetheart. And thank
you.
you. You made some great points and gave some great insight there too. So thanks a lot, sweetheart. All right, guys, it has been a banner day. Let me tell you, there's a whole lot of things that happened today that are amazing. This was a cherry on top. I could not have asked for anything better in my fucking life, man. Ryan or Mac, you want to give final thoughts? And then Ryan, if you want to plug going to YouTube for you, babe, go right ahead.
I'll go and then I'll let Ryan end it with her little thing. But I think it was a great day. I think we had a lot of good moments today. A lot of good moments for you today, Beyonce.
Yeah.
Things that only some of us know, but the other things are I'm happy for you. It was a good day.
It was a very good day. Very triumphant day.
Ryan. Oh, I'm just gonna let everybody know that this is my afternoon, so I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna start up live and see what's going on. I haven't actually gone live. Well, I went live for a little bit earlier today, but
yeah, I caught that for a minute, but I was in and out.
This channel.
So. Yeah. Yes, guys, there's going to be a lot of places that you'll be able to catch that, right? The Rod video. I know Starlight's going to work on it. I'm also, one of our team members has informed me that she got most of it. So she's going to be sending it to us tomorrow, hopefully. And I think we will get it out there. I want to make sure everybody sees it. So if you see it, please share it everywhere. Share it, clip it, share it. Use it. I don't care, as long as you give credit to the content creator that originally did it and you don't distort it to make me look like a villain just because you don't like what I have to say. Right. If you do so, then I will make sure that it's known. Just so you know.
Right. Just saying.
Yeah. So thank you guys, both you ladies, for being here with me tonight. Thank you all for joining us, the 708 people that are in here, and the 300 some that are in here. This has been one of the biggest rooms I've held since I lost my 20,000 follower account back when Ryan and I were still working together the first time because of mass reporting, bullying, and harassment. They tried to make it so I would never be able to make money on any platform whatsoever, including TikTok. They took my store from me. They did all of this all so that they could silence me because they know I know the truth. So keep on coming back. You'll learn more. Keep on watching Ryan. She's doing a great job of putting together pieces. We are working together. Tomorrow, I will be focusing on David Blanchard. I had planned to do it today, but we had to run errands today. So tomorrow we will be working on exposing the lies and the different stories that he has told and what we know to be true. So have a good one from The Good Wives, serving up true crime, one dish at a time. Bye, guys. Mwah. Bye, y'all.